skirt. My mind is squirt, some rhyme work that'll make your sinus hurt. Buckle your seat while the pilot work. My spacecraft got enough gas that'll take you out of this earth. I'm magic with the pen and paper like a warlock. The window pane's wide open, but the door's locked. So you looking through the window for it in your window, but do they really have the skill to analyze the symbol? Crescendo, the ashes blow when the wind blow. The rain put out the fire while the children build a temple. Just like the pyramids, walls and scribble, a projection in the sky of the messiahs on your mental. Monumental and extraterrestrial, turning these niggas into mental vegetables. It's kinda crazy how I ride on instrumentals as I slice like a Ginsu with the vibe I put in. You listen. This is not a double life. It's just a new beginning. The magic is to focus on our goals till we're winning. I'd rather have a portrait of myself up on the ceiling. I could lay down on the floor, look up and visualize the millions. Imagine that. Do you see the picture clearly? Focusing on working with me. You could get this money with me. We could take over the world and put the trophies in the city, the plaques on the wall, and have a feast of who was with me. Yeah, last week was just the past, right? A new beginning. I've been up for all these past nights, and all these people that I knew just seem to pass by. They stuck on stupid worry about their past lives, and I just ask why. Are they agents? Is the system about to crash? Am I the one like in the Matrix? Is the planets in the heavens? Then the earth is just a spaceship. Our thoughts control reality, and life is what you make it.
You were supposed to be here. You and I were supposed to figure this out together.
Motherfucker. What'd I tell you, Frank?
It got late and I didn't...
You got kids? You nail the window shut. You nail the motherfucking window shut.
No.
Frank,
No.
right?
No, I can't. Don't.
I don't know how you're doing this, but you're lying.
Megan, get the fuck away from that window! Hey, Elgin, let me hold $20 till tomorrow. Ain't cooey, cuz. Ain't cooey, cuz. Oh, yeah. We back with another live stream. Real Enigmas and Theories is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Let's cook. Let's cook. You know what I mean? I know I put my video out a little bit late this time. You know what I mean? Had a lot of things in front of me, had to take care of. And I was getting messages, emails, and whatnot, and comments on other videos, and people were pretty much just like...
You were supposed to be here. You and I were supposed to figure this out together.
And I apologize for the delay on that video. And, you know, as we do over here on the midday streams after I drop the video, we go over it and we talk about a few things. We talk about a few things that we definitely noticed, and, you know, boom, that's what we're going to get into.
You know what I'm saying? I want to say thank you to everybody for joining. Much love to everybody in the building. Everyone that's here is supposed to be. You dig? We rocking. You know what I mean? I want to give a special shout out to my sister, my friend, Debbie Ebby Bo Bebby, Banana Fan of Fofebi, to the Fee 5 Mo Mebi, Debbie. You know what I'm saying? She might not be joining us tonight, but we still love her. We love her dearly. As a matter of fact, go check out Debbie's channel as well, and some of the beautiful artwork she has and the wonderful music that she has. And you get to watch her digital paintings come to life right there. All of the layers that she uses, all of the decision making with the artwork is baked right into the video. Very interesting stuff. Some of it actually has From themes, Widow's Bay themes. It's just so much going on over at her channel. You got to go check it out and be a part of what she has going on for sure. Let's hop up in the chat real quick. Let me scroll up. I did see a few people down there that I definitely am happy to see here, especially one in particular who we got to bring up, and we have to do a little bit of Chrono Trigger talking. You know what I mean? We have the wonderful, beautiful Saggy Star in the building. She's our favorite Sagittarius. Good morning, everyone. Please make sure you support the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Sorry that I can't be there. I had to work like an adult who needs money. Yes, I know the feeling. Trust me. I'm sure all of us know the feeling. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us at least. You know what I mean? But you're here in spirit. I love you. Thank you for dropping some support banners in the chat before we even got started. You know what I'm saying? Yes. She's talking about the other channel there. Go check that out. Please consider supporting the channel via Cash App or just drop a super chat if you'd like. You know what I'm saying? Saggy Star says she'll see everyone tomorrow night. We got Tesorento in the building. What's going on, Tesorento? Good to see you. Good to see you. D Moore is in the building with us. We have the wonderful, beautiful Leah in the building with us. Let's go. Happy Friday, everyone. The wonderful brother Golden Child Productions is in the building. What's good, Fromville folks? Yes. Catalyst is here. Hey, everybody. The wonderful, beautiful Del Senior is in the building with us. She says, hello, everyone. Welcome and thanks for joining the Midday Live. We are glad you're here. Don't forget to like on your way in. Show some love. Slap that like button like Boyd slapped Frank. I couldn't have said that better myself. Thank you so much, Del Senior, for your presence and your love. We love you so much. We have Be Smart, Be Smart, Get Fit. See, you turn a one word into an entire sentence for a YouTube name. I think is so dope and creative. Be Smart, Get Fit. Great ride, great timing, real. I was about to go for a run. Haven't had a chance to watch the latest video. Happy Friday, all. Yes, indeed. Be Smart, Get Fit. Thank you for being here with us as well. Sprinkle Kitty, how you doing? She's in the building. No Context is here with us as well. DL Parks is in the building. Hello, I'm feeling the intro songs. Thank you so much. I do music. You know what I'm saying? I am still working on my album that had been put, to the side last year, but I have a good amount of records ready. Getting all the contracts from the artists fulfilled, split sheets, everything. I'm doing a producer album. It will be out soon. I have some songs that I'm on myself. I haven't decided whether I was going to put them on the album or just drop them as standalone singles, but we'll see. We don't know what's going to happen yet. You know what I'm saying? Yes, so many gems in season 1 too. Yeah, we got to talk about that because I definitely talked about season 1 quite a bit in this episode, in this video here. I talked about some of the things we've noticed in season 1 for sure. This is who I wanted to talk to. Soul Taker 06, my green skin brother Ray is in the building with us. I gotta let you come up and talk about Chrono Trigger. There are some other details that you probably didn't realize yourself. But I definitely want to pick your brain. I started talking about it the last live stream. I don't know if you got a chance to check it on the replay, but I did mention you and talked about you heavily. Natifa is in the building. Hey everybody. Yes, good to have you. Yes, indeed. Yeah, yeah. What's up? Real sorry I missed you last stream. No problem, brother. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Elgin, let me hold $20. Elgin looked like a motherfucker in From who would pull out his wallet and have an old ass 20 folded up in that motherfucker. Like, he just looks like somebody that would still have the $20 bill. I haven't seen anybody pull out any money. I mean, it's not like it's a need to, but I'm sure like most of these people were traveling and stuff. Like, we haven't really seen much coins, like pennies, nickels. I think that would have been a nice little touch to show, like little coins all over the place. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a nice little touch. I would have definitely suggested that if I was in the writer's room. Yes, it's time to pull out the magnifying glass. It is. Yes. Oh, Nene is in the building. The beautiful sister Nene. She was here early this morning when the premiere for the video was playing. You know what I mean? We have I'm with Alice in the building. We have Bianca is in the building. Good to have you as well. The nonfiction is here. Bones look a little big for children. Ooh, yeah, they did. They did. Especially when they have already showed us like a child's bones in here. Like, and we got the skull that Jade and them were drinking out of. That definitely looked like a little child's head. You know what I mean? Who else we got in the building? Okay. Oh, Real Enigmas Live is in the building. What's going on, Real Enigmas Live? Just joking. That's the other channel over there. If you want to, you can go over there, follow me as well. We'll be having more discussions about different things over there as soon as we get around to going live. But this live is being broadcasted over there. And my first official lives, I will broadcast them on this channel as well, just to get somebody, you know what I'm saying, in on it. From Leo G is in the building. Taryn here. I have a quick question for him. Fam, this is like, yo, from Leo G lives to troll my man Taryn about Bigfoot. You know what I'm saying? From Leo G, we already got the Bigfoot symbolism. Now, like I told my brother Taryn that I don't think that the things that are being pointed out in the symbolism are actually going to show up in the way that we think they will. And so that has been tried and true since the beginning of the series, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Who else we got here? Okay, you'll get up in a sec. Yeah, when I'll drop the links pretty soon. Peace from London. Be Smart, Get Fit is in London. That's what's up. Yes, the albums will be coming in physical copies. I don't know if I'm going to do the streaming platform thing. It might be something that you actually have to order and get sent to you, or, you know, even the digital copies to your email or something like that. You know, I definitely want to preserve the ability for physical copies. You know what I mean? That's more important to me than bootleggers or anything like that. I'm not like some big music artist that has to worry about their music being bootlegged and shit. So we definitely want to do that, you know. Man, hold on. I see you in there from Leo G. Still going, huh? Shout out to from Leo G, though. Save for the finale, huge Bigfoot reveal. Yo, from Leo G is really trolling, though. Like, man, like, for real. You cool? Yes, indeed. We got Aaron Laura in the building. Thank you for showing up, as always. We got Yoko in the building. Yoko in the building. I don't know how to say your name, but much love for being here. Thank you. Who else is in the building? If I skipped over you, charge it to my head and not to my heart. We got Larry in the building. 35 hours to go. I know that's right. Bro, check counting down the hours. Yes, Angie's in the building. I used to be in the business. I have friends with Grammys. Good luck with your endeavors. Thank you so much, Ange. Yes, I appreciate that so much. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Maybe the Ankui kids' bones are deeper in the chamber. Okay, okay. Y'all down there cooking already. We ain't even get to it yet. Y'all ain't even waiting on me. We cooking. Sprinkle Kitty said, God damn it, we ready. All right. Shit, I ain't mad at you, sis. Hold on. Oh, we got another person from London. Cactus Lips is in the Cactus Lips is in the building. Cactus Lips. That's crazy. Yes. Oh, we got Jerry is here with us. Hello, hello, hello. Good to have you. Yes, Jerry pointed. Yo, I want to say something. Jerry pointed out something else that showed up in the 48 episode about Trump, and that was the landscaping thing. Jerry, if you could drop that in the chat, what you said about the landscaping thing. I'm not too abreast on what happened, but somebody said something about Trump being a landscaper or some shit like that, or the king of landscape. I don't know what it was, but something about landscaping and shit. And Boyd made the landscaping remarks that were definitely highlighted by the laughter that like almost falling out of character. I thought that was kind of out of character, but I thought Boyd was freestyling actually. But now that you say it, like, yeah, they did kind of even when Boyd walked away, Jade said landscaping. He said it again, like even after Boyd walked away. So it was definitely emphasized in the show. So I think that's so dope that you noticed that, Jerry. You know what I mean? Why do some people hate the show using spiders? I don't know. That's a very interesting question. I didn't know that people hated the show for using spiders. I'm actually um I'm actually wanting to see more of the spiders. I want to know what side the spiders on. Are they helpful? Like what's going on? Boyd told Jade landscaping wasn't a plan. The same week, Amisha Cross said 47 wasn't the president of landscaping. Whoa. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. That is definitely crazy. Hold up. Let's uh regarding the reflection pool. Okay. Okay. Well, I have a new video. We're gonna talk about that, go over that a little bit. But I also have an old video. Yo, you know what? I'm gonna just tell y'all like this. Go check out. I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it on the screen just to show you the video real quick of what I'm talking about. Go check out this video right here. Okay. I dropped this November 22nd, okay, 2024. Hidden mysteries revealed in from episode 9, Esoteric Breakdown. Okay. Go check out this video and you'll see, like, I've been talking about the ritual situation for a long time, and we got a real this video, this hold on. Now, wait a minute. This video right here is the new video, and it ended up being like 35 minutes long. I had so much more that I actually wanted to say, but I was like, damn, I'll never get the video done. Like, so why not just go live and talk about it? And that's what we're here to do. Luna Cascade is in the building. She says, theory time. It's also curious that in the diner scene that Sophia Manning Yellow chose to select Dr. My Eyes on the mini box. Yeah. I left a theory about it on your latest video. I haven't even that's what I'm talking about. 84 people watching, only 31 likes. Tap that thumbs up, family. Yes, please do. It's free. It's free. Hype it, send it, share it. Say, yo, Real is live. Yo, you got to come check this guy out. Something like that, Jump that thing up there, it's free. Support is free. Showing love is free. It is on YouTube, But we're going to get into it. Yo, I want to play a part of the video real quick that I just thought was just super funny. Not to be that guy laughing at my own jokes and shit, but this part was funny in the video. Hold up. White singing that nursery rhyme. I've been stuck on that for the longest. But El was standing out there by the crow shirt and all, fake connection there, catcher, and his person that finds the picture, keep it a beanbag. His ass shouldn't have been out there trying to smash Clara in the first place. Talking about we about to build a rope ladder. You want to help us tonight. Like, dude, like, what are you doing? Put the eye patch on. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Haven't you done enough? I mean, first you drag Fatima by her Ugg boots, and now your stupid ass done found a picture of Sophia and took it right to her instead of cuffing that shit and going to tell somebody. I mean, you would think Elgin wouldn't even want to see a picture of a Polaroid at all for a while. And Sophia telling Clara to lock the doors had the same energy as Marvin Sapp asking his congregation for that $40,000.
I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
The crazy part was Marvin Sapp said, y'all ain't going nowhere but to the restaurant, and they standing right there in the diner. Yo, this shit had me rolling.
We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant.
Lock the doors. Don't let nobody out. But yo, that had me rolling. When I was just freestyling, yo. I was just like, yo, let me talk that Elgin shit real quick. And a couple clips just jumped into my head about what we said. Yo, hold on. Yo, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now all the Frumvilles just running their mouths about everything, no type of caution or discernment. And it's like, what the hell? It's like, hold on, wait, these people this is the crazy shit. They don't say the shit that they should be saying to each other. They just say the shit that's like the plans, the new approach, all the business and shit like that. And you wonder why the people ended up getting mad and killing Jade and Tabitha every cycle. Like, of course they did. You know what I'm saying? Of course they did. Now, here's a theory that I'm going to put out there concerning that. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my man Ray, because after the episode is where I got the whole thought about the Marvin Sapp close the doors joke. Real shit, because we was laughing at how Sophia told Clara to close them doors right after the episode was over. We were here on the live stream. I think I'm going to do that again for the finale. I'm going to go live early and then stay on during the entire episode. We're going to get our laughs. We're going to talk that shit. And it's the finale. So it's kind of bittersweet. We gotta link up. We gotta link up, definitely. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to rock out like that. Show. Okay. Let's see. Jerry said, Real, do you remember when Victor said his mom told him we write the ending to our own stories? I wonder if Julie needs to write the ending of her choice to the story. That is so dope that you thought about that, Jerry. I remember him saying that when Julie, right before Julie got the cicadas. He said that to him, and Ethan was real fucked up to Victor. That's when he was like, well, did your mom story end the way that she wanted it to? I think that's what you're talking about. And I even made a joke about that. Like, little Ethan that season, I don't know. Season 2, little Ethan was trying to bark up on an ass whooping. I don't know. He started barking up, and this season 3, he asking if the cow, the mutilated cow, is what the insides of Tien Chen look like. I'm like, whoa, buddy, like you need to go home, take your ass down, and sit down somewhere, have some tea. You feel me, young man? Definitely. Ethan definitely was trying to bark up on an ass whooping. Remember when he ran outside and Tien Chen had to go get him and bring him back? Yo, that was hilarious. Like they was definitely cooking with Ethan. I wish we had more of that this season. One thing I want to ask you guys about, what the fuck's up with the colonial woman that they announced? We haven't got a colonial woman all season. So they said that we were getting 2 new characters. We were getting, no, 3. The priest, Sophia, and a colonial woman. We haven't got the colonial woman. So is the colonial woman showing up tonight, or was that shit some cap? I don't know. You know what I mean? Yes, the Marvin Sapp Lock the Doors will forever be funny indeed. Yes, indeed. That is hilarious. Ethan definitely got morbid for sure. Morbid, disrespectful. What's up, Percy is in the building with us. What's going on, my brother? How you? Hold on. Let me go ahead and drop that link. I want to bring my man Ray up to talk about Chrono Trigger real quick. And I think Ray is 100% right about Chrono Trigger's influence on the show. It's almost undeniable at this point. So, and that goes for anybody else that wants to come up and share some thoughts, ideas. Before we get into going over this video, I definitely want to see what y'all talking about. Jack Bender painted that picture. He sure did. He sure did. And as I said in the video, I think it was supposed to be an older version of the boy in white. I don't think it was supposed to be the boy in white. He definitely used like the length of the arms. He showed that the arms were longer. The boy looks older. The mouth is definitely a crow. Okay, that's a crow's mouth. Okay, well, a crow as his mouth. There's some elements on there that are totally intentional. I remember Debbie Ebby Bo Bebby saying that he looks like a giant, maybe bigger than the trees. It could be that, or it could be, like when you're in front of the camera, when you're right in front of the camera, trees behind you definitely look smaller than you. You know what I mean? The perspective of distance and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? The adolescent in white. This dude, we talking about the grown man in white. What's going on? Joy is in the building with us. Yes. Yes. Luna said, did y'all see Julie in the Polaroid with Sophia in it? She's in the upper left corner. Shout out to Gina Lloyd. Thanks for her observation. Yeah, I definitely heard about that. I've been getting comments about that. Definitely got some comments about that and heard about that. My brother Ray, what's going on? How you feeling?
Hey, close the doors.
Yo, that part of the video, man, I had to throw that in there, man. And then when I went back and grabbed the Marvin Sapp piece, and he said, y'all ain't going nowhere but to the restaurant, I'm like, yo, they in the diner, just makes that whole joke even way funnier.
Yeah.
But yes. So
I'm coming through all right. Yes,
you are. So did you catch the live stream, or did you watch it on the replay, or
I caught the live stream afterwards.
Okay. So did you hear my thoughts about the Chrono Trigger situation?
Yeah, about Akira Toriyama.
Yes, Akira Toriyama. He one of my favorite animes, Dragon Ball. Definitely just one of my favorite because it's a classic. You know what I mean? But like,
Same here. He died recently, man.
Yeah, I know he died recently. He passed away. But I'm more of a Solo Leveling. You know what I'm saying? Are you familiar with Solo
Leveling? Goes hard.
Yeah, I'm more of that kind of anime. I like that kind of anime. Solo Leveling, Jujutsu Kaisen, like Like I'm rocking with that type of shit. I loved The Promised Neverland. That's probably one of my favorites too, but they fucked it up. Demon
You ever
Slayer,
seen
Kimetsu no Yaiba, definitely.
Vinland Saga?
Vinland Saga's fire. You know what I mean?
Hey, if you seen Vinland Saga and you like that, there's a movie called a live action movie called The Northman. You need to watch
Okay.
that. You
Okay.
need to watch
Okay.
that shit, bro.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll definitely hop on that. I'm gonna start hopping on some more abstract things. I have a couple older movies that I want to do. Tony gave me a suggestion. He said, "Yo, man, you need to watch Fritz the Cat. It's on
Fritz the
MGM."
Cat.
Yeah, Fritz the Cat. I was like, "Yeah, I'm hip to Fritz the Cat." He was like, "Yo, that's a perfect movie for you to cover. You should
I
cover
never heard of that.
it." Fritz the Cat is fire. It's a cartoon actually, um, that has some like political notions, cultural notions, American vibe. You gotta watch it. Fritz the Cat. It's on MGM. If you got the subscription, might as well go watch Fritz the Cat. It's an old school joint. You know what I mean? It's
It's
definitely not.
animated.
It's definitely yes. It's animated. It's not something you want to watch with your children. Definitely. You know what I mean? Bleach. Oh, okay. Okay. Bleach. Definitely fire. I love Bleach.
Yeah.
Bleach is like a old classic, like, but then they
I'm,
came back and they definitely came back. Oh man.
hey, I'm
Afro.
a Naruto head, man.
Okay, Naruto. I love Naruto.
In the new one, Boruto, his son, where they at right now, yeah, that shit is fire, bro.
Yes, yes. Okay, so all right, so let's just talk. So who created the Chrono Trigger?
Hey, I'm glad you asked.
Yes, that's why I asked. Who
I'm
created
glad
the
you
Chrono
asked.
Trigger?
So Akira, I
No,
don't
I'm
remember
talking about
exactly.
in the game.
Say it
In the
again.
game, what is the name of the character who created the Chrono Trigger?
Mm, I can't remember exactly, but it was
His name was Jasper.
yeah, exactly. They had the way that Chrono Trigger works is in the past they were super advanced. They had an advanced society, and then it fell, and
And
then
then
they
it
went back to the
failed.
Stone Ages.
Right. So there are two timelines on Chrono Trigger. There's the timeline where all this bullshit happened, and then there's another timeline where the characters go back in time to try to stop certain things from happening or accelerate things to happen. Same
Right,
thing with
right. And the
being in
dude you
front.
talking about, I think he lived in that advanced society before everything fell, and they went to the Stone Ages.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if we talking about the same guy, I think Jasper is the dude I was telling you is at the end of time at the light post. It's not a lighthouse, it's a light post.
Okay, so let's just back up a little bit. The Chrono Trigger is an egg,
Right. A time
right?
egg.
It's a time egg. And we've seen so much of the egg symbolism in From. Like the egg symbolism is through the roof. It was in the first season, second season, third season, fourth season, really heavy. This channel was the only channel talking about it since season 2. I've been talking about it since season 2. I don't think anybody saw the importance of it, or they just thought it was some sort of background noise. It just
Bro,
didn't care.
I knew you was telling the truth when you said something about it and it came up in the show and then it came up in real life because they started talking about somebody found an egg UFO and they were showing pictures and videos and
Yes, they
stuff.
were showing that when they first started a lot of the disclosure talk around 2024. Around 2024, a lot of the disclosure talk started coming. Taryn knows actually some of these people that are involved with disclosure to the public. And
I
he
would
was
love to
talking
talk to
about it
them
with me
people.
as well. We were talking about it when we were in Providence, you know what I'm saying? Um, but it was being really heavily talked about, and then all of a sudden that symbolism really started shining heavy in season 3. Yes, and the cosmic egg for sure. The cosmic egg, even the transportation trees are from are symbolic of Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil. That's why I told y'all to go check out that video earlier. You know what I'm saying? Because did you peep the 47 clues in this episode, in episode 9? Absolutely. I peeped several things. Not everything made it into my video, but we are going to talk about some of those things. But the Chrono Trigger is a time egg that allows these certain characters to go back in time and change the story. There's an original story, right? So they're pretty much story walking, right? And they
Yeah,
open up these
exactly.
portals. And then you have certain aspects. All right, so there's a connection that is like wild. There's a wild connection. The creator of Chrono Trigger is a fellow by the name of Akira Toriyama. You probably know who he is. He's the creator of Dragon Ball. Now, this fits because Dragon Ball also released their cosmology, and all of the universes are inside of pretty much eggs. Okay, and they released the cosmology, and then the latest series that they did as well. The latest series that they did, where Goku goes to the underworld and they turn him into a kid again and all that bullshit.
Talking
And he
about
has,
Daimo.
yeah, Daima, yeah, Dragon Ball Daima. That one shows them going to the underworld, and it talks about the different corridors of the underworld, the different it kind of gets into a Dante's Inferno kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, there was there's a ship in Xenogears called Yggdrasil. Now Yggdrasil also is where we get the word egg from. Like there's a phonetic brethren to the word egg with the word yig. You know what I'm saying? So, not to get too much into that, I want to talk about the Chrono Trigger connection to that and how it's also connected to Dragon Ball. Tien Chen is the name of a character in Dragon Ball who was once a rival of Goku's, who ended up being his friend, ended up being real helpful in the story. You know what I'm saying? Tien Chen. Okay, he's the guy that has the third eye,
Yeah,
and
3 guys.
he has 3 eyes, and he's bald head.
Like that
Okay,
crow.
right, and his name like the raven, right, the 3-eyed raven. So you have Tien Chen is the name of a Dragon Ball character, and Tien Chen was the lonely dragon. Okay, she was one of the lonely dragons. Okay, now I thought that was very interesting because a lot of stuff that we see in Chrono Trigger is what we're seeing in From, and they were both created by Akira Toriyama. And if I'm not mistaken, I seen an interview with John Griffin said he loves video games. So I'm wondering if Chrono Trigger was one of the video games that he was rocking out to. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely think so, bro. That's a classic.
Yeah, it
That is
is.
a classic.
I didn't rock with role playing games, so that's why it wasn't like heavy on my radar. And it's crazy because at the time I was watching Japanese versions of Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? Like when that video game came out, I was heavy into like I had a Japanese homie that had Dragon Ball that introduced me to Dragon Ball mangas and videos and shit. And I was like, yo, this is the shit right here. You know what I'm saying? So just that connection is wild as fuck. The fact that we have a character in From that's literally named after a Dragon Ball character, and this character is the Lonely Dragon. Tabitha calls her pretty much the Lonely Dragon when she gets the bracelet from the storage room, and she refers to the bracelet as a piece of Lonely Dragon's treasure. Plus, she's the one who gave Jade the symbol, the book of symbols, that also is where the Polaroid of Victor and Christopher came from, was inside the storage room. So that connection right there is like undeniable to me. When I think of that connection to the Chrono Trigger, I also think about like the connection with Jade and Toby being Fiddler and Toby from the movie Roots, and then Jade being the character that discovers that the symbol is roots, or that's what he called them. He said that they're roots. So I definitely can vibe with all the connections. I feel like those the roots connection is an undeniable connection. I mean, he came into the town with a dude named Toby, and he plays the fiddle, and he found the roots. Not only that, Toby's tongue was cut out, which was a practice that they did with slaves who refused to use the English language. If you were speaking in another language, they cut that tongue on up out of there because they didn't want you speaking in secret. And so this is one of the reasons why um, slaves and prisoners of war were in the field singing Christian hymns, but they were really like when they talked about Moses, they were talking about escaping and shit like
Cold
that.
language.
They were speaking in a code language because motherfuckers was getting their tongues cut out, yo. And so Toby got his tongues cut out, you know. That's an undeniable connection in my eyes. I'm not saying that it actually has anything to do with the show other than the slavery aspects. We seen a Civil War soldier. However, I just feel like that is an undeniable connection, just as we have the Chrono Trigger connection. You know what I mean? I went and I watched the whole lore of Chrono Trigger, and I wish I would have took notes. Some of the things are just popping off in the top of my head, but
Check
there's
this
so
out.
many deep connections.
You was talking about the creators, right?
Yes,
So
go for it.
Akira Toriyama did the art, but this was a game that was actually like a compilation of different high level creators. I think the guy from Final Fantasy was involved. Somebody else was involved that was like, I think in high level with the music and stuff like that. They all came together with the collaboration on this game. And that's the same thing that's going on with From. They got all these different creators. You got Jack Bender. Um, I can't remember the other guy's name, but you got these different high level creators coming together to form one thing.
Nah, that's for real. Like, and you're right about that. And when I say that Akira Toriyama created the game, he didn't actually create the game itself. Like what Ray just said is 100% correct. He created the art for the game. You know what I mean? But when I say that he created the game, I'm pretty much meaning that the artwork is what stands out. Like the artwork is how you identify the characters and all of that. And when people think of Chrono Trigger, they definitely think of Akira Toriyama because the what's the character's name? The main character?
Chrono.
Right. Okay. Chrono. Chrono with the red hair, he just looks like Super Saiyan God mode. You know what I'm saying? With a sword. You know what I mean?
Yeah, before Super Saiyan God mode.
Right. The red hair God mode. The first God mode when he had the red hair, like, when they had to use the energy from what was it? 7 other Saiyans. Oh my God. They had to use 7 Saiyans to make this 7 Saiyans had to be used to make the Super Saiyan God.
Yeah, he had to absorb the power of all 7 Saiyans.
Right. So that's pretty dope there too. You have those numbers popping up. There's a lot of 47 symbolism within.
Have you listened to the music from that game?
Yes, I have. The video that I watched that broke down the lore actually had some of the soundtrack playing as well.
Bro, that music is fire.
But the dude was talking. Oh yeah, there's a couple joints in there that I wouldn't mind replaying and shit, actually. But man, I forgot what I was just about to say. But it'll come back to me. Communications between enslaved people flipping Western references to their own beliefs, Orisha using Christian iconography. Yes, indeed. That's Super Saiyan God 1. Yeah, Alyssa Ann is in the building with us, and she knows her anime shit. You know what I mean? Annie Takamaki says, I wish I had more time, but I will be listening. Yes. Yo, thank you for being here. Your presence is definitely Appreciate it. Let's see here. Does anybody else have any what other Chrono Trigger things jump right out? The Golem, that's a big one.
Yeah, the Golem. That's when I knew, because before, like, I was just kind of fucking around when I was saying it. It's Chrono Trigger. But as soon as they said the Golem, I was like, oh shit, this is
Definitely
really matching
Chrono
up.
Trigger. Because like what does the Golem even how does the Golem even fit into the equation at this point? Other than just Fatima just needed to believe in magical things. Like, how does it fit in? Is it gonna come to life? I think that'll look so cheesy if they bring that thing to life.
I think they're gonna use it to resurrect somebody to bring somebody back from the dead.
Okay. Do you think we're gonna see that in episode 10?
I think it'll be next season. Because whoever it is they want to resurrect is probably gonna die tomorrow or tonight.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. And we got a super chat from Shirk in the building. Thank you so much for your generosity, fam. And they say thanks, pretty much. Very, very simple and brief. Thanks. You know what I mean? And I think, judging by the currency, that they're thanking me for doing the live stream at a time where they can join. That's why we do these midday joints, because there's people across the pond that are in different time zones, and a 10 in the night stream Eastern Standard Time is like 6 in the morning for them. So it's like 3 in the morning some in some places, And shout out to that. That's why we do this here. Hopefully my man Taryn can come through. That would be fire. I want him to drop some thoughts on y'all for this episode. We talked in the last live stream a little something. Some say Sofa King Super is in the building. What's going on, fam? And fam said, some say Chrono Trigger is the greatest, right? Ever so old boy was into games. He definitely played this. Yes. Old boy is John Griffin, and old boy played Chrono Trigger. He named the character Tien Chen, y'all. That's the name of a Dragon Ball character. And that character was marked by Tabitha as the Lonely Dragon. Okay, people argue with that. No, Jade is the Lonely Dragon. No, Victor's the Lonely Dragon. Yeah, they're right about Victor. But Tabitha, the same person that called the bracelet Lonely Dragon's treasure, specifically stated that there will be 2 Chromonocles. She said this in episode 3 of season 1. You know what I mean? Oh, Alyssa Ann says, I don't know a lot about Chrono Trigger, but it reminds me of the Xenoverse game for Dragon Ball. Okay, so Xenoverse, we had a comment earlier that they said that they had there's a ship called what now?
Yggdrasil.
Okay. So these connections are definitely there. It sounds like John Griffin is a fan of video games, because even the Pac-Man road, like you drive down the road and you end up coming through back on the other side, that's Pac-Man all day long.
There's a ship in Chrono Trigger too. So
what's the name
for
of
the first part of the game? You travel through time through portals, and then towards the end you end up getting a time ship called the Epoch. EPOCH.
Okay, so what Epoch? So all right, we're talking about names and what things are named in certain pieces of content, right? And it brings me to a part of this video. I want to know, what is the man in yellow's name? Like, we know Sophia's name. We know Sophia. We don't know if that was her actual name during that cycle, or if that's the man in yellow or the entity's name that it named her or whatever. I don't know. But I wonder if in this episode, will we get a flashback of the 70s? You know what I'm saying? I definitely like to see some of the people. I'd like to see how the people lived out there. If they are going to do any kind of spin-offs or something like that, or like a It Welcome to Derry situation.
I want to see who bro was with the fro.
Bro was with the fro, exactly. I want to see who that was. I want to see who the girl that had the headband on like Clara. And Clara was a part of that whole situation. One thing that I noticed was you had a brother with the afro, and you got Elgin. Then you had a girl with the head wrap on. Then you got Clara, and then Sophia is also in the picture. And then you have Sophia in the diner with them as well. You know, people have been leaving comments telling me about the Julie being spotted in the corner of that Polaroid. I definitely think that's a very interesting thing to talk about. Shout out to the people that saw that and noticed that. You know what I mean? I think that's real dope. Who caught that? Like, whoa. He did. That makes so much sense now about T and Chen. Yes, it definitely does. Oh, that's interesting. Mixed GQ says, with the Gollum talk got me thinking that Ellis will die in the last episode and Fatima will use the Gollum to bring him back next season. Woo! That's heavy. I don't know. Fatima might be a goner her damn self. She might need the Gollum to bring her back. Hopefully the Gollum brings her back. But you know, I don't like shows that bring back characters all the time. That's whack because then it doesn't feel like the stakes are high. If you can be brought back, I mean, maybe one character. We've already saw Donna get brought back. You know what I mean? Maybe one or two characters. Maybe we might see Jim get brought back. But if Ellis dies and he gets brought back, or if Fatima dies and she gets brought back, or if any of these characters die and they get brought back other than Sophia changing into them, I mean, yo, the stakes are not that high if you can just be brought back. Death don't mean shit. And this was the same problem. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. This is the same problem that a lot of people have with Dragon Ball. Because with the Dragon Balls, you were able to just wish somebody's life back. You know, you could make a wish and bring people back. But then it just was so stupid that they had to kind of make some rules around it. Like you can't bring people back twice. Like you can't bring them back twice and all of that type of shit. But man, a lot of people in the world got killed on Dragon Ball and fucking Goku just brought them all back. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So it kills the stakes. It's the same thing that we find with Avengers Endgame, which was the dumbest shit ever, in my opinion. Infinity Wars, fire. Probably the second best superhero movie, or, you know, Marvel or any of those, one of those shits. Probably the second best, like Infinity Wars. But Endgame is trash. I mean, the logic behind Endgame is trash. So let's get this straight. Let's just say, so in Endgame, they kill half the universe's population, and then 5 years later they bring them back, but they're all the same age that they were when they got erased. All of that shit is trash. That's garbage to me. You know what I mean? Which, you know, for 5 years, what will happen with like food production, right? Let's say we have 100 people in a room and half of them get taken out, right? So now you got 50 people in the room and you start producing food for 50 people. And so for 5 years, you go through this ebb and flow of producing food for 50 people. Then one day, somebody brings the other 50 people back. Now you don't have enough food for everybody. Now things are different. You know what I'm saying? I think that it was just stupid to bring people back. Here's another one, right? And this actually happened. You got a married couple. One of them gets erased. Then they get brought. Then the other one that's still there, they move on with their life. They get married, start having kids, and all kinds of shit. And then you bring the spouse back. So where are we at there? Let's say you got a 15-year-old couple, a girl and a boy, both 15 years old. The girl gets erased. The boy moves on with his life and all of that shit. 5 years later, they bring his 15-year-old girlfriend back. Like, what the fuck? That was Endgame was trash to me as far as like the thinking behind it. I feel like with high budget shit like Marvel and DC, the thinking and the psychology and everything behind it should be sound. I mean, especially when you're talking about comparing these superpowers to actual physics and whatnot. They try to gauge, if Superman is really this strong, how would it be if this was that and all it. Like, if you're trying to lock in on that,
power scaling.
The power scaling is trying. If you're trying to use actual physics to create the power scaling, then you guys should be thinking about the actual storyline and the narrative as well. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on that, Ray? They brought back 11 universes. 11 universes. Yes, indeed. The Tournament of Power killed all these people. They wiped away whole universes and then brought them back. I mean, Fatima as Gollum, who protects the community. Somebody, I had to delete some comments on an older video on my episode 7 video. And there's some spoilers and some leaks out there. I'm telling y'all, be careful if you don't want to be spoiled. I mean, we got one more day. Just be careful out there. There's some leaks and stuff. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't even believe the leaks and shit. But Fatima as Golem who protects the community. I think that is a dope thing. However, are they going to bring that Golem to life? You know what I'm saying? One thing that I did notice when Fatima zoomed into Smiles Davis's vision and she could see what was going on with him. What happened? She was touching the Golem's head when that very thing happened. She was touching the Golem's head. So I kind of feel like that might have been the extent of the Golem. Hopefully not, because it would have been kind of cheesy for her to just do all of that. If the connection between her and Smiles Davis already existed. Like, I don't know. Hopefully they do something with the Golem that's interesting enough for it to have been a thing. Because if they don't do anything with the Golem, you got to think, right? You can remove the Golem and nothing changes in the story. So it didn't do anything for the story. I believe that it was just a vessel for the Jewish mysticism. I think it was just a vessel for them to throw some Jewish mysticism, symbolism in there, and that's what it is. That symbolism goes right along with the Kabbalistic stuff that they have in there as well. So, that's my thoughts on it. The same with Clara. Clara making a deal with the entity, I believe, was just straight up fan service. You know what I'm saying? I think that was fan service. We got Annie Takamaki with.
Yeah, that was fan service. They listened to us.
Yes, they listened to us. That's what that was. And they just like, hey, let's give them something. You know what I mean? Because why make the character say that she didn't even know if the encounter was real or not? So you just fucked it up. They shouldn't have even put that part of her saying that in there, because that just shows you that anything she did before that point were not any kind of instructions, were not a part of no deal. She didn't even think the shit was real. Okay? So that means she wasn't a mole. She is now, technically. She is now, but that means she wasn't then. She didn't even think it was real, didn't even think the encounter was real. And she wasn't trying to do anything to anybody so that she can get home. What did she do to affect the story in any way other than just pop up in different places? She did nothing. I think that was total fan service because they listened to the fans. That's just my simple thing.
It was fan service, but Claire is a dirtbag. She was
God,
ready to sell everybody out just
oh
to get
yeah, she
out.
is. She's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the way she smiled at Fatima when she was drinking the blood, and the way she was smiling when Fatima was drinking
Yeah,
the blood. Yeah, she's a piece of shit. And had the nerve to run out of there crying at the end. No, you're a piece
yeah.
of shit. Annie Takamaki with the super chat. Thank you for your generosity, sis. And she says, I think Man in Yellow first met Clara in the first or previous cycle. Okay. The original parents could all be reincarnated. She could be one of them. That's a very interesting comment. I remember people saying that they believe Clara is possibly Eloise. And there's still some people that hold to that notion. And that would be a very interesting thing for them to do. I don't think so. Um, I don't think it is, because if it is Eloise at this point, she's a piece of shit. Eloise is a piece of shit. Then she said that she could go home. She said when she first got there that the deal was made. So obviously Clara just recently got there, like, sometime after Donna got there. We didn't see her in any of the scenes when Boyd got there. But hell, we didn't see Victor either. So, you know. But yeah, I like that. Maybe she is from a previous cycle. I don't think so though. I think she is from this cycle. I think she is from this cycle. Nini says sometimes I don't know the difference between a theory and a spoiler. Okay, well here's the thing. I'm gonna break this down. A spoiler is some shit that the studio did not release, in my opinion. The spoiler is some. Oh, here comes the hot tea. Thank you, love. Thank you so much. Look at the baby. The baby's here too. What's up, little one?
Don't burn yourself.
I know, bro. I burnt myself the last tree. Yo, I still got the little fuzzy feeling on my tongue from that shit. Yo, that shit's crazy. But I love hot tea. You know what I'm saying? I'm a glutton for this punishment. Hold on, let me get a sip real quick. Oh yeah, that shit is hot.
What we sipping on?
It tastes like dandelion root tea.
Dandelion root. Okay.
That's what it tastes like, and I don't like it with no sugar in it either.
I got some dandelion powder.
Okay, dandelion root powder or dandelion powder?
You just say dandelion powder on the pack, man.
Okay, so
I don't know.
Okay, so you can make the powder with the roots or the flour.
Okay.
You can make the powder with the roots or the flour. peep the beats that I devour while I sip and take a shower. We've been rocking for an hour.
Talking about the tower.
Talking about the tower. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talking about the Gollum and how it brings the power. You know what I mean?
Sometimes my theories make them sour.
You know what I mean? But we still gonna break it down, scrape it, and we scour. You know what I mean? Yo, let's just keep going. Anyway, thank you so much, Annie Takamaki. I love it when she comes through with the thoughts on the show for real. What else we got down here? Luna Cascade said, I don't like the idea of Fatima as Golem. I think that's lazy writing, but they foreshadowed it. Yo, that's crazy. Golden Child Production says the Golem was so that Fatima could reconnect with her roots. And yo, I feel that. But was that necessary? Like, was going through the whole trouble of the mud, having her build that, was that necessary if the Golem doesn't actually have some sort of function? I mean, I don't think that Golem is going to have any function. It looks like she built a big version of Elgin.
Yeah, it do.
The neck is all fucked up.
Chocolate Elgin bunny.
Yeah, like what the fuck is she doing? Like, I don't know. It to me, it just felt like a vessel to throw that symbolism in there. You know what I mean? Just like the Clara thing. That's just fan service. You know what I'm saying? Widow's Bay finale dropped 15. Yo, Widow's Bay finale is better than any finale we've got from. From's first pilot episode is better than anything we've gotten in a long time, period, in Hollywood. You know what I mean? But as a whole season, Widow's Bay season 1 better than From season 1. Too many great shit up in there. They gave us a lot of answers, and they still got a lot of mystery to go. But when I left From, the only thing I fucking knew about this place was where they got the talismans from. And we don't even still know where they get the talismans from. We just know that Boyd found them shits in a rock hut. That's literally the only thing you walked up out of season 1 with. You walked up out of season 1 with nada. That shit's corny. Like, but I love the show nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? Alyssa Ann with the super chat. Thank you so much. She said, love listening to you and chatting with y'all. We love you too. You know what I'm saying? Did you tap that like? If not, please do now. I couldn't have said that better myself. Thank you so much, Luna Cascade. We got Brandy Wine in the building. Real, I'm chilling here and working. Talk about dedication. Yes, we all dedicated. You can drink and eat dandelion plant. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can sure do that. You can definitely, you could just pick the dandelion right on up out the ground. Check it for dirt, of course. Check it for dog dookie. You know what I'm saying? You definitely don't want to fuck around and put a dog dookie covered dandelion in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? That might defeat the whole purpose of the medicinal effects of the plant. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But you could just pick that dandelion right on up out the ground and munch right on it. You can get dandelion leaves. You can get, now the root is very bitter. You know what I'm saying? And the flower is bitter as well. When you make it into a tea, but I love it. I like that bitterness. I like the fact that it's cleaning out my arteries. I like the fact that it's taking all of the mucus and things down into the system so they can be, expelled. You know what I'm saying? I smoke.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I smoke, so I know that, tar can build up. And so I think that drinking tea is something good. I'm actually gonna quit smoking soon, guys. I'm just gonna use oil. I'm just gonna, make my own oil and stuff like that and go that route. And it's funny,
oil, edibles, brownies and shit.
Yeah, things that I can cook
butter
with and whatnot. Decarboxylized infusions and whatnot. It's funny that July 1st in Georgia, you could smoke weed on your porch. You know what I'm saying? That's, new Georgia law coming into effect.
It ain't hit Alabama yet.
Oh, okay. Man, you live so close. One of us gotta make that I-20 ride.
Yeah, man. And then I heard you say y'all was talking about doing something in Nashville.
Yes, we are. I'm glad you brought that up, brother. I definitely wasn't even thinking about that. 2027. 2027, we're thinking summer 2027 in Nashville. Tony and I are organizing an event called Tube Bash. Right now it's called Tube Bash, where we're going to bring together content creators, several YouTubers that talk about television shows and other things. And we're going to have live entertainment there as well. We're going to have a live DJ, several performances. I don't want to mention any performances right now or who's going to be performing, but we'll have some that you know, some that you don't know, some that when you get to know them, you're going to love them. There'll be a hotel situation we're trying to put together. You could also feel free to get your own lodging and all of that. There's going to be food. There's going to be drinks. There's going to be dancing. There's going to be panels where we're all getting together and talking about certain shows and also talking about content creation in itself for those who want to get some tips from, the YouTubers that you came to visit and see. It's just a nice opportunity to meet us all in person. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a dope event. We haven't got all of the details, but we definitely know that it's going to be in Nashville in 2027. We don't even know the exact month, We are trying to keep our ears to the floor to see what From is doing, because we do want to have some of the actors from some of these TV shows like Widow's Bay, Pluribus, From
Yeah, that would be dope.
Paradise. We want to bring some of those people as well. And we're just in the beginning stages of this, of organizing this. We actually, this was Tony's original idea to do a From Con, but you know, he had some pushback from the powers that be. And what the alternative was, an idea that I had, I told him, I said, look, we can just do the YouTubers, and everybody that is would come to see the favorite YouTuber that they want to see. You know what I mean? And we could do it like that. But you know, this is an event that we're in the beginning stages. He had this idea a while ago, and it's been years in the making, and we still are at the beginning stages because we just didn't know when the show was coming back. We didn't know. They threw us with the curveball. Like, From usually came back every year. Like, it started season 1, next season 2, next year was season 2, the following year was season 3. Then after season 3, they did a longer hiatus. We didn't know what was going on. And so, and then last year we had a baby. Me and my lady had a baby, so things kind of got thrown off for me in terms of like logistics, you know. So we are in the beginning stages. Once we get the Ticket Spice up, Tony wants to use Ticket Spice. Ticket Spice is a site to where when you can, you know, donate to the event, you get a ticket. And if the event does not happen, Ticket Spice sends you and refunds the people. You see what I'm saying? He felt like it would be the best type of platform to use. I think they do get a percentage of it, but it's a small percentage that we can live with, and still be able to put on a great event and organize a great event for you. Even if we do not get enough early participants for the event, we are going to still hold something, and it just may be just a little bit more intimate, whereas pretty much the ones that come, they come, and who comes to visit us and meet us, that's what it is. We're thinking Phil the Issues guy will be the MC. I think he's a perfect fit for that. Tony and I are gonna perform. I'm gonna perform. I know I'm definitely gonna perform. Tony and I are also gonna perform a joint together. You know what I'm saying? That would be fire. I don't know if he has like his own performance that he would be doing, but I know we have a performance together that we'll get together some rhymes for y'all, because Tony raps too. Tony's nice on the mic too. So we'll be doing that. We'll also have some, like, you know, well-known performances and stuff there. That'll be tentative. But yeah, that's everything that I can think of off the top of the head. Tony, if you listening, chime in. If he might be working right now, I'm not sure. But yo, if
I'll be selling mushrooms.
you gonna have you gonna have the mushrooms on deck. You know what I'm saying? Yo, okay. Teflon gonna have to admit he was wrong, but I'm here with the bet. J Hall. With Teflon, I don't know. I don't think Teflon's all the way wrong. I think all of us are going to have a lot of things right. You know what I'm saying? The King of Crank, what's going on, fam? And it says, is anyone tracking a list of unanswered questions? Why the trees move? Why the bottles? What crows? Boy in white. Vocab is limited. Yeah, why the monsters' clothes are clean above ground? You know, they can't just say magic. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you on that. I've seen the monster's clothes get bloody and then the blood disappear. Where'd the blood, all that blood, why are there no blood stains on the man in yellow's suit? Like, if he ate all those people in the massacre, like, I mean, who the fuck is his dry cleaner? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Like, there's a lot of questions. Where did the dogs go? What do the spiders have to do with it? You know what I mean? Yes, the ballpark admission fee is, we're going to start it off at $100. I can definitely tell you that once we get closer to the event, it will increase. You see what I'm saying? And at this point, the $100 is an all-inclusive ticket, but it won't be later. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put together like a professional event. I actually, you know, used to be an event promoter, you know, in my early days in my 20s. I used to be in the clubs and stadiums and all of that, having events. I've booked numerous famous acts and stuff like that. That was like my bread and butter at one point. And so I'm gonna use those skills to assist Tony with this event. You know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout. We definitely want to lock this in for 2027. You know, Petty Gift said that does sound dope. If you tell me Kendrick will be there, I will walk from Oklahoma to Nashville. That would be fire if we could get Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Nene said, I hope I'll be able to meet you and Tony. Indeed, you will be if you come to the joint. Real, are you keeping Wonder Mike under wraps? Yeah, we definitely gonna get this popping. We definitely gonna get this popping. Hold on, something happened here. Oh, I thought I was freezing up for a second, y'all. Am I covering Dark Matter? Yes, I definitely want to cover Dark Matter. I hated that these shows be coming out. You know, my style of analyst does require me to, you know, put a little bit more effort than just simply recapping episodes and stuff. And so it's hard to do a bunch of shows at once because my mind is so locked in on something, but I'm going to find a way. You know, I'm definitely going to find a way to cover more stuff at once. I wish I would have been able to do Widow's Bay and From at the same time. I really wish that they wouldn't have been showing at the same time. But, you know, you can't win them all. But stay tuned. I will be amping up on you know, uploads real soon. Tony was talking about From Constance season 2. Attorney squashed that. So it's a recalibration time for us as YouTubers. Yes. So many legalities to check into. Yes, that was the problem. You know, attorneys definitely put the squash on it. They kind of ambushed him on the phone. They kind of stonewalled him and shit. Like they acted like they was going to talk about rocking with him. And then when he got on the phone, they was like, yo, put the brakes on that shit ASAP, my guy. And now we're here. So it's not like we would bullshit, and it's that, you know, things happen sometimes. Same thing with my album. Like I had legal issues, you know, with a record label that stole my shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to handle that stuff. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Hold on. A little bit of tea real quick. Hey, yo, Ray. Let me say something. Let me say something to you. Let me say something for the audience. Anytime, you know, I when I'm on this thing here, I do this thing kind of like the barbershop, man. Cut me off anytime you want. Like sometimes I cut you off. Like, you know, jump in there whenever you want. I don't look at it as a sign of disrespect at all. Like when you have a flaming thought, sometimes you need to spit it. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know, man.
Mm-hmm. You know how I am, you know. Man in Yellow's dry cleaner gets blood out, but not so good with the dirt. I mean, yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck's going on? Miscellaneous Gab is in the building with us. She said, by the way, Real, I met the actor who plays Smiley today. I told him you call him Smiles Davis. Ha ha. Yes.
How you feel about that?
Say what?
So how you feel about that?
Yo, how did he feel about it? What did he say? But you know, I think somebody else told him that shit too, or somebody actually called him that. Like they called him Smiles Davis. I thought that was hilarious. They told me he was on an interview and they were in the chat and they called him Smiles Davis and he laughed about it.
Hey, wait till we hear about Nasty McYeller.
Okay. Ever since the podcast says I'm late, hey, Real Enigmas, I started to tag you in Currency's from post because he clearly needs us. Oh, what's up with Currency? That's my guy right there. Shout out to Currency,
the rapper.
Yeah, I think so. If you talking about, that's my guy right there. By the way,
I fuck with him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We got Annie Takamaki with the super chat again. Thank you for your generosity, sis. And she says, what's the third thing the boy in white told Victor he needs to do to survive? I think collect the talismans to put them back in the cave for the next cycle. That's a
He need
very
to, he
good
need to
theory.
take a
Um,
bath, wash his ass.
I don't think that was that's a good theory. I don't think that was it because I don't think that they had the talismans in that previous cycle because remember they had to hide at night and stuff too. They had to hide at night and do things and hide and whatnot. And you know, I remember he said that his mom used to just make him not be so scared, you know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, currency. I'm pretty sure the brother is her real enigmas. I'm not, you know, not gonna say too much, but shout out to currency. That's my guy.
Yeah, I grew up in Texas, man. I believe from Texas, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good here. This is good.
I didn't know. I've been listening to so much screw music when I was a kid. When I listened to the regular radio when I got out here, it didn't sound right, man.
Oh, he loved this. He said that was a first. Somebody told me, like I just told you, somebody told me that he was in an interview and the chat was live actually during the interview, and they said that to him and he laughed about it. So I don't, you know, he said that he probably forgot about the Smiles Davis thing. Yeah, but back to Annie Takamaki, I think that they didn't have the talismans back then. I think that you know, it kind of doesn't make sense, right? But that they wouldn't have the talismans if everything repeats, right? I agree with you there for sure. So they might have had them, but what Victor said kind of indicated that they didn't have the talisman. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, uh, that would make a lot of sense if that's what he had told him to do. You know, um, I've always wondered how Victor moved all those bodies. I wondered how he moved all of those cars. You know what I'm saying? He said he got tired of looking at them and stuff like that. Um, I'm sure over time he would be able to do that. I mean, he spent his teenage years in this place, you know. I'm sure that over time, and then we see people driving around in Frumlin during the Victor cycle as well. So, you know, no spike strips, no busted tires and stuff. From what I saw, the tires on the cars were mostly intact in the 78 cycle when we saw Victor come up out of the root cellar. You know what I mean? I am Tarax. I, that's what I think that name says. I do not no, I do not agree with you. The talismans was there in the previous cycle also. Well, is there any evidence of that? And if there is any evidence of that, why would Victor have sat there that whole time with these people and not brought the talismans out? Why did Victor's mom have him hide? She said, find a different hiding space tonight. So that indicates that at nighttime they hide. You know what I mean? If she told him to find a different hiding space tonight, away, one that Christopher doesn't know about. Okay. So that right there indicates that they used to hide at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? Maybe him forgetting you that could be true as well. Gab is so Gab, drop Gab's link in the chat. Definitely drop Gab's link in the chat. If any of my mods have Gab's link, drop Gab's link in the chat. Gab covers the show. Fire content as always. Covered Pluribus, Severance. What was it? A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Like Gab is on it over there. Gab is definitely cooking. Go check out Miscellaneous Gab. Gab
Yeah,
has
not that
also
seven
been on some
kingdoms for
live
sure.
streams with Tony and Phil. So, and live streams over here as well. Gab is a fire channel. Go check her out for sure. Okay, what else we got here? I'm looking at this conversation about the talismans. Let me get a one in the chat if you think that they had the talismans during Victor's cycle. Let me get a two in the chat if you think that Victor has indicated that during his cycle they had to hide. Let me get a one in the chat. One's for if you think they did have the talismans. Two's for if you think they had to hide, or if you think that they didn't have the talisman. I'm a 1.
I'm a 2.
I meant to say I'm a 2. I'm sorry. Damn. I'm a 2. I think that the talismans were not there, you know.
Here's my thing about it. If they had talismans during Victor's time, who put them in the cave, the little cave thing that boy found them in?
Right. Who put them there? So that's what her theory is. Her theory is that, okay, so when Victor and Tabitha were on the Peach truck with Ethan, Victor said that there were 3 things that the boy in white told him. The first one was get your food. The second one was don't forget about the people, keep the memories of the people, you know, do things to keep yourself happy. And he never got a chance to explain what the third rule, the third thing that the boy in white told him to do. I thought that was real dope. I
The
wonder,
third thing
it
was
doesn't,
always stay strapped.
right? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't look like we're gonna
Keep
get the
that gun
third
on you.
answer. Yeah, keep that gun on you. Get that gun, put that in your lunchbox. That was the third thing. Put that gun in your lunchbox. But no, seriously, they never revealed that, and I don't think they will. I don't think the third thing, I don't think Ethan's gonna run to Victor while he's locked up in the post office and say, Victor, what was that third thing that the boy in white told you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if they'll even get to that. It's just another mystery that they threw on us real quick. And I like it because it has us having this dialogue right here that we're having. You
Do
know what
you
I'm
think that
saying?
they secured wherever they secured Victor at? You think they put up a talisman when they closed the door?
Hey y'all, I want to say this real quick. Yeah, well, uh I hope so. I hope they did. I
Because
hope they
I
would.
was thinking about what if they don't make it back in
I was
time.
thinking Sophia might start removing talismans, or have old girl start Clara start removing talismans. Yo, Harold, don't spam the chat.
Yeah.
Don't spam the chat. React to the sneak peek clip. No, I'm not going to throw that out there for people. Like, if you want to go watch that, it did come out from the studio, and I usually do that, but it's the finale. I want to be pleasantly surprised, and I'm sure that there's those who want to be pleasantly surprised as well. But thank you for the engagement, fam. Indeed. Yes, there's a lot due to the 160 word limit. I can't explain here. Okay. Luna Cascade with the 2. What happened to the dogs? I think, is Luna, you got the $2 super chat. Is that your 2? Do you think that they had that they didn't have the talismans? Are you on team 2? Because I'm on team 2. Thank you so much for your generosity, sis. It's much greatly appreciated indeed. Yeah. Don't spam the chat. Thank you, no context. I'm glad you was up on that. We got a lot of 2s in the chat. Maybe
What did happen to the dogs?
what did happen to the dogs? That's one of the biggest questions for me. Like, what happened to the dogs? What
Do
were
you
the
think we'll
dogs
see him
about?
again?
Yeah, because the dogs obviously had to be some kind of ghosts and shit too. I mean, they were in Victor's cycle. Victor saw the dogs in his cycle, and we have gotten nothing really much from the dogs for a long time. And they've never given us any rhyme and reason or told us what the dogs were about whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Then we see the dogs again during this cycle, during the current cycle, with Jim and Tabitha in the woods, and Victor fires off the pistol to get rid of them real quick. So, I mean, what does that mean? Like, how are they still the same age? They look like they didn't age. They definitely didn't age 40 something years. Them
Right.
dogs would not be looking like how they look. You dig what
And
I'm saying?
dogs age faster.
Absolutely. And judging by what the boy in white looked like from Victor's flashback in the dog's den, are the dogs aging along with the boy in white? Because now them dogs is old as hell and ain't gonna be running through no forest. Like, he looks like he's aged at least 8 years. Like He looks like he's at least, there's the picture of him right there. He looks like he's at least 8 years older than the boy in white we saw waving at Ethan. So if the dogs have aged 8 years, then their asses is meatloaf, unless they're just magical dogs that can run around and they don't get gray or whatever. There's Lunar Cascades too. Yes, I think too. A lot of people think too. He never mentioned the monsters growing up. Yes, he did. He said that they had to hide from the monsters. He said when we had to hide from the monsters at night. He literally said that. Yeah, he said that to Jade out there at in the car graveyard. He said that out to Jade. And he said it to Tabitha as well. You know what I mean? Jerry said, one, it doesn't say. We just know Miranda wanted her kids to hide from Christopher. No, that's what I was just saying. Victor said we had to hide from the monsters. He said that.
Was Christopher the one going around taking all these pictures?
Well, I mean, his ass was in the picture. So
okay,
there was
so
somebody else
had to be taken.
Somebody else had to be taking the pictures. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely guessing that it was probably from that same enchanted camera. You know.
Who was going around taking all these important pictures that we finding out?
Okay, we got another one in there. I'm not sure. That's crazy because we know Elgin was going around taking pictures. I mean, maybe those pictures will survive the whatever that's gonna happen. You know, we got Percy in the chat with a 1. He said the symbols are on the talisman. The symbols on the talismans are ancient symbols that originated in the Canaanite alphabet. So does that mean that does that mean that the people in Victor's cycle had the talismans in the houses? I agree with you. The symbols on the talisman, that shit looked like that shit was done a very long time ago. I agree with you on that. I mean, if you take and carve some shit into a rock, it might look old anyway. I mean, you could probably tell how old the rock is, but you can't tell when it was carved. You know, let's just say like you carbon dated. They say carbon dating. They claim that carbon dating can actually tell you the age of a material. Yeah, right? That's what the claim.
Carbon date rock though.
Right, but here's the thing. Like if you can't carbon date when some shit was cut. Like let's say you can tell how old a rock is. Let's say you could tell how old a piece of wood is. You still can't tell when that wood was cut. And every indication that we've got about the talismans being that, like, I agree with you about them being arcane and very old and whatnot. I agree. However, that doesn't mean that Victor and them had them. Victor said they had to hide from the monsters. And just like the talismans being ancient, the monsters are ancient as well. So the monsters, if we're going to say that the talismans are in every cycle, then we know for sure the monsters are in every cycle. You know what I'm saying? And they said they had to hide from the monsters. I don't know. And if Victor does know about the talismans and they did have the talismans and he hid those talismans, he's a piece of shit for that. Because they had to wait until Boyd came through with his family. I thought Boyd found them. Yes, he did. We know he found them. But what they're saying is in Victor's cycle, was there somebody that might have found them and brought them to the town? And I mean, that makes sense because of the cycles. But as I continue to repeat in a lot of my videos, I think the cycles are cycles. However, the cycles are they're differently every time. Like all of the details are not exact. And not only is a cycle from a previous cycle, right? But within that cycle, the cycle repeats over and over. There's so much evidence for that. There's also so much evidence for the reincarnation now that we look back at it, and they're adding more by literally telling us who Jade was reincarnated as before. You know what I'm saying? So the evidence is there for that. and the evidence is there for cycles within a cycle. You know
The
what I
man
mean?
in the man in yellow kind of cleared that up because he
And it
said
also,
the
the
Tabitha.
cycles within a cycle also explains all of the Vesica Pisces symbolism and the egg symbolism. It totally just explains that. You know, I see it. For me, I can see it as clear as day. Like, but for some, like everybody else, you know, some people are gonna look at the show in different ways. And I respect that. I love it because that's what brings the dialogue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the man in yellow even said to Tabitha, you doing something different this time.
Boom, Margaret
Which
just drops another good one. He wouldn't have
that
had to hide in
indicates
the beach
that
truck.
she been doing different stuff, but it's been the same almost.
He wouldn't have had to hide in the peach truck. And I think that the peach truck is I think that that can opener rock, I mean, how random was that? Because like people are gonna, the first question is gonna be, how in the fuck was Victor opening up cans of peaches and shit? And they explain it. And he gives him the rock. He says, here, I think you should keep this. That rock looks like the same kind of rock that the talismans are made from, and it might even serve the same purpose. It might even have different abilities than the talismans themselves. That rock or that ore could possibly make arrowheads that kill the monsters, might kill damn near anything in that place. You know what I'm saying? Shit, like who knows? Like I don't know. I'd have been trying a bunch of shit. I don't know why they don't have any swords. I don't
You
know
ever
why
try
they haven't
opening a
tried to.
can with a rock?
I don't know. I don't understand why they haven't tried to behead a monster. Why they haven't made any kind of traps. Why they haven't made like a brought all them damn cars back into town and made obstacle courses out of that shit.
Yeah, make a pitfall or something.
Make pitfalls, okay? Make Molotov cocktails when motherfuckers start coming up to the house, when you light their ass up before they even get to the porch.
Just
You
do
know
some
what I'm
old
saying?
Home Alone stuff to him.
Like, oh man, even do some Home Alone shit. Like, yeah, Colony House, come on in. Come on in. We got a way out. We got this. We got that. You know, we
We
got
got
escape route.
oil on the floors
Come
and
on
shit.
in here. We're gonna lock y'all asses up in here, put the talismans on the outside of the door, goddamn it, and burn this motherfucker down.
We gonna see if y'all can walk on marbles.
Yeah, we gonna work on this thing here. I don't understand. You're talking about the town pushing back and all that. Oh, it pushes back when you do shit. This is gonna kill us anyway. They're trying to kill you anyway. What the fuck? We going all out. What you gonna do? Just sit around Colony House and smoke weed all the time? Nah, we're gonna be smoking some weed, but we gonna be smoking the weed while we drawing up plans for devices and shit. We had Jim in there. He was a damn engineer. You got Jade in there. You got motherfuckers that's ready to get down and dirty like Kenny. Ellis, he just need to go sit down somewhere. Like he's useless. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing useful I think he's been doing is he's been painting things that we're seeing. We saw he painted two Puritan guys carrying children or blankets. Some think they're blankets. We also see that he painted Tabitha at the tower, or he painted a female face amongst the reflector panes of the tower. That is obvious. You could even see the fish's net behind it as well. So, I mean, Ellis is probably getting visions and not even fucking paying attention to them. You know what I'm saying? The funniest shit he ever did was closing Roger up in the cabins and running through that woods like
Close
that.
the doors.
You know what I'm saying? Close the door.
Hey, he's an elite door closer.
Exactly. He's an elite door closer. You know what I'm saying? But shit, you had all them people up in there. When you had Jim and Jade in there, and y'all trying to build a motherfucking radio, man, built a goddamn catapult. And you know what I'm saying? And we get some bombs jumping off in this motherfucker. They come through the woods and you come in here. Like and these motherfuckers are walking, man. They're walking. How come? I wish Michonne would have got caught up in this place from The Walking Dead, and she would have been up in that place. She would have been slicing motherfuckers' heads off. I
He
don't
would have
give a
had
fuck what
two
it
of them
is.
on chains walking around.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't give a fuck what something is. If you cut the head off that motherfucker, most likely he's dead. unless that motherfucker start walking around and go pick the head up and put it back on the neck. But see, if I chop your head off and then you you turn around and go for the head, I'm gonna start chopping your fingers, arms. I'm chopping you the fuck up. You gonna be looking like sushi up out this motherfucker.
Yeah, we're gonna make an example out of you.
Yeah, we're gonna make an example out of you. You saw how they walked away when he killed Smiles Davis, right? They'd be walking away like that. You saw how that doll was trying to get the fuck up out of there with them burning hands when she that's how the fuck they gonna be getting the fuck away from me. I know the bullets ain't gonna work, but man, we gonna get in here, we're gonna take some of these car doors and we gonna bend that metal, we gonna fabricate some fucking swords out this bitch.
And we gonna let Marielle cut your hair.
Marielle's cutting everybody's hair. That's the warrior haircut. If you want to get down with this shit, meet Marielle at the clinic. She's going to cut your hair. We're going to have your sword for you. We're going to try to make you some armor and all that shit. And we're going to goddamn go at these damn slow walkers. We chopping legs off, heads off. What the fuck are y'all doing? Like, y'all haven't done the goddamn thing. I just think they brought a bunch of soft people up in this motherfucker. See, the town picked its battles. The only raw motherfucker that they got up in there was Boyd. I bet you Randall will get down with it. I bet you Randall will get down. I don't know.
Randall will get busy.
Yeah, he looked like he'll get busy, especially with him.
Kenny will get busy too.
Kenny will get busy in real life. Kenny actually practices martial arts like in real life. Like he's a real actually trained fighter. So Kenny get busy in real life. And you saw how he hit Smiles Davis. He hit him with the Warren Sapp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got Annie Takamaki with the super chat. Thank you so much. And she says, I think the boy in white knows because he's their surviving son. Okay. I see that theory floating around that Tabitha has a boy and a girl child. Miranda had a boy and a girl child. Possibly.
Tabitha had 3 children though.
Right. That's a very good point. Very good point. Yo, you know what would be heartbreaking is if we find out that Julie is the one that made the phone call to get rid of the other baby because it only supposed to be 2 children. It would be
fucked up if it was on accident, but it would be even more fucked up if we find out that she did it on purpose.
Right. Like, yeah. Like, that would be crazy. But I think that there was a time where Thomas came in there with them. I think there was a time. There's 2 different RVs. I pointed that out. It's undeniable. It's undeniable that there are 2 different RVs. Okay. Now we're seeing the same thing with Miranda's car giving Tabitha visions of the Hornet car. I don't even want to call it Christopher's car because we don't know who the fuck's car that is. Because if your mother told you to hide away from this dude, why did you hide your sister's pictures that she drew in that man's car? I've been asking that since season 2. I've been asking that since season 2. Why in the fuck did Victor hide Eloise's drawings in Christopher's car? That shit makes no sense. And then now we see Miranda driving Christopher's car. What if Victor don't even know which fucking car is which anymore?
Right.
We talking about a guy that forgot he had a sister.
How you forget you had a sister?
How the fuck do you forget you had a sister? You know what I'm saying? Because why even write that in there after the fact? You know what I mean? But that's what actually gives credence to this, because what if they did have the talismans and fucking Victor just forgot about them? Like, oh yeah, it's these things that keep the fucking...
I think Victor is lying. I don't think I can't believe somebody forget they have a sister. I think he was just lying.
I don't know though. Like the way he broke down crying by that car, it seemed pretty real for me. It seemed pretty real for me. You know what I mean? And you know, another thing that adds credence to it, T. Reed says, whenever the cycle resets, everything starts over. So I don't think that the talismans would just magically disappear and reappear in the hut. I do give some credence to that somebody would have to go gather the talismans and place them in that hut. You know what I mean? I've been seeing a lot of people talk about Julie is who put the talismans there. That's a very good theory as well. We don't know. We don't know. Hopefully, in another 24 hours, we'll be closer to knowing. You know what I'm saying? If we're not closer to actually knowing or finding out, if we don't get some serious motion this episode and we don't get some serious answers this episode, I think it's safe to say that we've been strung along for fucking 7 years or so. You know what I'm saying? I think it'd be it'd be fair to say that. Cause like I said, y'all, correct me if I'm wrong. But you didn't know shit when you left season 1 at all, other than Boyd found the talismans. That's all you figured out. That was a question. Where did these talismans come from? And then it took them all the way until, the Boyd's backstory for them to break that down. And then they connected it to the death of Abby, which was brilliant writing. I loved it. I loved it. He was the going out into the woods and finding things began to affect him like a drug that he couldn't stop. He had to keep going. He had to keep finding things. He was in his Mr. Fish and Loaves bag, heavy, but he forgot about his family. That's like a drug addict. That's like an alcoholic. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people would sacrifice things for their family. You know what I mean? Or the other way around. Sometimes people will sacrifice their family for things. And I think that's why Ellis was so pissed off at Boyd. Like, yo, bro, it's not that you shot Abby. It's that I tried to fucking tell you that she was spiraling. It's that I tried to tell you to be here for your family and you didn't listen. You didn't heed the call. And it just, where does that connection fall in place? Because you see the same thing with Frank. He was the alcoholic who got, had to stay in the bar overnight.
Well, I think we find out later that was the reason why he was probably slapping Frank so hard. He was kind of slapping himself.
Right. He was slapping himself and he was saying a man protects his family. A man protects his family. You see what I'm saying? And that's what he was saying. And he meant that shit. He was looking at dude, that along with Megan, them killing Megan right at the beginning, and that whole scene is what locked you into From. The little girl getting killed by the granny monster, you were like, oh shit, what is that? Then the title credits come on, you watch the title credits, and you see Frank getting the bullshit slapped up out of him. That right there is what locked you in. That pilot, golden. You see what I'm saying? But we see this same thing happening with Tabitha. Tabitha, this season, wrote a letter. Like, here's the course of events. She finds out Jim's dead. She realizes that it might be because knowledge comes at a cost. She starts trying to fucking scrape the words off wash the words off the barn wall. She was like, yo, the knowledge comes at a cost shit is making me know that I'm the reason why my husband died, because we told him what the fuck was happening. We told him what the fuck this shit said, and I know that's why. That's why she's trying to get that off. They get Jim's body. They pull his body out of there. She goes in there and says, I've got the kids. I'm doing this. I'm going to do that. We can do this without you. You know, I'm going, don't worry. I'm going to take care of them, blah, blah, blah. Very next episode, she's writing a letter to Donna. If something happens to me, take care of my kids.
Straight grimy.
Like, what the fuck?
Straight grimy.
So we're seeing that same, like, I've got to figure this mystery out. I've got to save these kids from the tower, affecting her like a drug. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, and how this town has these sort of effects on people, in the chat and Ray, let me know about how you feel looking at the situation with Boyd being addicted to going out there and solving a problem, Frank being addicted to the alcohol, Tabitha being addicted to the situation. Jade was heavily addicted to the situation where he just put himself in a bottle, climbed out the bottle, broke the bottle, put the glass pieces, put bottles on the floor, you know, got notes out the bottle. Like, he is totally locked in. But Jade doesn't have anyone to sacrifice. And that's what Tabitha was saying to him in the barn. And I kind of took it out on Tabitha a little bit. I was like, yo, she was a little bit hard on Jade. But nah, Jade, you really don't have children and shit. And you really don't have anybody else here. So you don't know. You don't understand what's at stake. So what do y'all think about that? That writing dynamic has been there since season 1. And I think that's one of the things that they have held true to. I love that. What do you think, brother?
Jay wasn't too concerned about it until he ran out of weed.
No.
After he ran out of weed, he started drinking the alcohol.
I mean, they still got weed. I say maybe rolling papers. He's like, yo, this is my last rolling paper. I remember him saying, you know what I'm saying? But no, they still got weed. But I'm saying like this. Like even one of those visions was on his ass.
Yeah.
Fucking ventriloquist dummy was coming up while he was rolling up the weed.
Right. But it felt like he didn't want to start doing nothing about it until after he ran out.
That's interesting. That's an interesting thought. You think so? You feel like he didn't really want? I don't know. I feel like he was trying to figure shit out. That's why he was smoking. And he kind of was pissed off that the rolling papers was gone.
Yeah.
Like that's how I kind of looked at that. But Jade really doesn't know, what it is to have to be responsible for someone else. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of is not really
true.
He's reckless, kind of. He's kind of reckless.
Kids to somebody who don't have kids. Like,
he's kind of reckless.
It's just a different thing.
Nicole said the dogs are kicking it with Eloise. Jess said they dead. Jess said the dogs is dead. They definitely dead if they 40 years old. They definitely dead if 40 years has gone by. Randall was scared by the monster for a reason. Why? Scarred by the monster for a reason. Why? There's something about the 3 that were taken that is important. I know a lot of people think that Marielle is going to die. I think that it's going to be Christy. I think it's going to be Christy. Christy has been saying some real shit this season. However, she's still like trying to make logical sense of things. And anytime anybody says something, she's like, man, this is a mushroom. We're doing all this for a mushroom trip. And you know what I'm saying? She's very skeptical of these things happening. But sis, look at the fucking environment you're in. You're in a nightmare. You like none of this shit seems real. So like you gotta, yeah. Don't discourage people from telling you, you know what I'm saying? It's that kind of attitude that made people like Clara never say like, yo, somebody approached me when I first came here. I don't even know if it was real or not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, Christy was kind of being a dick.
Yeah, but she was saying some real shit. And she's hobbling around on that leg too. You know what I'm saying? Now she's rocking a plumber's jumper.
Hey, Cole said something about smoking Bible papers.
Smoking Bible? What? Wasn't no Bibles there. Now they got some.
Who else can smoke Bible papers?
I've seen people do that. I've never smoked Bible papers in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'll go get an apple and put some holes in an apple before using like paper. Like that is not meant for rolling up. So some people, you got to get one of them old ass Bibles, bro. Like You got you bet I bet I'd rather go get a banana leaf outside, like dry that shit off. You know what I'm saying? Like Bible papers. I seen people do that. People
I've
do that
seen
in
it done
prison.
before too.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. You know what I mean? Demo said, just popping in real quick. Got to get to work in a few. Demo, shout out to my brother Demo in the building with us. Sophia
Yeah,
planted
yeah.
that picture like she photoshopped Boyd. You think she planted the picture? I don't know. Why would she plant the picture? So Elgin could find it, so she could
Didn't
kill him.
didn't
I mean, she should cut to the chase
Sophia
and
go
kill him.
through all that stuff?
Say what?
Didn't Sophia go through all that stuff?
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like, why is Elgin the one that found it? You know what I'm saying? He's also the one that I mean, why is Elgin even looking at after I just saw the Polaroids?
And
I
he
wouldn't have
found it
even
with
picked
one
them
eye.
shits up. And I wouldn't have even picked them shits up and looked at that shit if I was Elgin. Dude, like every time you see a Polaroid picture, you should start twitching at this point, bro. That shit
Yeah,
led to you getting
he
your
still
fucking
have
eye pulled out and your hand
PTSD.
disfigured.
Yeah,
Like, why the fuck? What'd you say?
you said he should have PTSD.
Yeah, he should have some serious PTSD when it come to anything. If a motherfucker say Polaroid, polar bear, polars, opposites, anything, Elgin should start twitching at this point. Like
Yeah.
Polaroid. Don't say nothing about no Polaroid around me,
Anything to
man.
start with a P.
Anything, yeah. Motherfuckers say polar bear, Elgin should just start twitching and like trying to get out the room. Like, bro, they took your eye out. But they probably took a piece of that brain out with him because his ass wasn't thinking at all. Like, why the fuck
Nah,
would you take that shit right to her?
he was
Like,
in
yo,
there doing.
I found you in this picture, yo. Shout out to the like,
He
you
was
know,
in there doing the Harlem Shake.
and she don't be bullshit. She don't be bullshit. She just told him straight up. She's like, yeah, because that is me. Like, I can only transform into people that die in this place. Now you're next.
I
I'm about to
hate
transform into you, motherfucker.
I hate it when I'm watching horror stuff and people do just sit there. Like
Yeah,
the second she said that, or you had a second chance when she told Claire to lock the doors, I'd have been like, man, fuck that shit. I'm
I
slapping
would have
both of you
knocked
bitches.
her and
I'm getting the
Clara's
fuck
ass
out of
the
here.
fuck out. I
Yeah,
would
I'm
have knocked
slapping
both
both
of
of y'all.
their
I'm
ass
getting the
out.
fuck out of here.
Yeah, I would have. As soon as that shit happened, I would have not. I mean, dude is like 3 times, 4 times bigger than her. Why is he even scared and stepping back? I would have. I would have definitely. Hold on, what's going on? Somebody putting spoilers in the chat. Clip their wings. Don't know. Ain't no spoilers.
Yeah, please don't do no
Clip
spoilers.
them right on up out of there.
We so close. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, I just went ahead and blap. Did it work? Did the sniper rifle hit? You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Luna, for telling them. Next time, don't even tell them shit. Don't even say shit. Just clip the wings, bam,
Yeah,
motherfuckers
because
gone.
that also give it away.
You know what I mean? That's corny. Okay. TIMR says, I'm telling you, all of this entire town, the monsters, everything is a part of Victor's mind, at least a part of his peaches, the old maid cars, the monsters. Yo, I put that in a video over a year ago, right? I put that in the video. I talked about all of that in a video over a year ago. It just doesn't explain the Civil War soldier. It just doesn't explain the colonial guy or the Puritan guy with the skull. It doesn't explain the tower itself. It doesn't explain the period buildings that we see there. It being in a child's mind. You see what I'm saying? Like Victor's 40 years old. This dude he probably can't read, write, or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he been in from all his life pretty much. He probably can't read, write, none of that shit. He wasn't reading no books. I don't, and then it doesn't explain why his mother was having these situations. Now, what does explain the cards, what does explain it's very simple explanation for inside of the peach truck where you see he's got the bordered peach. That's just like his bedroom. He could have subconsciously did that. What does explain the monsters mirroring the old maid cards? What I think that is this place has not just influence inside of Frumlin, but it also has tentacles on the outside. And we've seen this with the boy in white showing up to Tabitha. We don't know if that was a figment of her imagination or not. We don't know. But we do see other things like the Brian and Kelly situation with Boyd, and then the couple coming in, Brian and Kelly. You see Mr. Lou was hearing voices. Father Khatri heard voices. Like, I think that this place is just not limited to this. The powers that be are not just limited to this place that we see them trapped in. They obviously are pulling people from the outside. And so how would they do that if they didn't have any influence on the outside? And so I think that kind of explains like a lot of the remnants that we see. I look at the old maid cards as somewhat of a remnant. You know what I mean? That's something that was brought to me last season by Debbie Ebby Bo Bebby, and I put that in my one of my finale videos for season 3. But I definitely peeped that. There's a lot of stuff in Victor's house. There, you know what I mean? I'm just mad that we haven't gotten anything about Eloise. You know, it just makes it almost like they're gonna have to do like a whole season about it next season, in the finale season, which is gonna be kind of convoluted when there's all these other mysteries that they have to give us the answers to. I want 80% of the answers, y'all.
Oh yeah, the percentages.
I want 80% of the answers. I'm cool with not getting 20% of the answers because we need some stuff to interact and talk about when the show's over with. Like, we do still need some stuff to just make videos and talk and just, you know, community shit, right? We need that, right? But
I started at 80, but
I
I
want
told
80.
you I dropped down to 75. Just I don't want to be disappointed, man. Like
I'm gonna tell you, I
really
need
don't want to be
40% of the
disappointed.
next episode. I need to know 40% of what's going on.
So we
This
just talking
next
about next
episode.
episode?
Yeah, the next episode got to be like a serious dump of information.
Ooh, 40.
And I
That's a
don't
lot.
see that happening. I just don't see it happening. So I think
That's a lot in one episode. I'm gonna say ooh, 30. Give me 30. And then spread the rest
30%.
out.
Oh, for
Yeah.
this episode.
And then
Okay,
spread
spread
the
the
rest
rest out
out.
for the finale season. Okay, final
Yeah.
season. Okay, that's reasonable. I can go with that. I can go with that. I
We
wouldn't be
do need something, but it looks
wouldn't be
like
too bad.
are we gonna talk about the trailer?
Say what? Are we going to talk about the trailer? No, I'm not even fucking with the trailer.
Okay, I'm not gonna discuss it then, but I'm just gonna say it looks like from the trailer we gonna get something.
Oh, is he
That's
back?
all.
I thought I zapped him. She said,
What's up?
please. Oh, she must have said that after I zapped him.
Okay.
If you was Jade or Tab, would you search for the graves of your previous selves? I would just out of curiosity, but that's creepy when you think about it. What if they have bones
It
with your
is
bones?
creepy.
Oh, damn, I didn't even highlight the comment. I was reading Jess's comment. If you were Jade and Tab, would you search for the graves of your previous selves? I don't know. I mean, at this point, like, what the fuck does that even look like? We already know where Miranda's grave is. So Tabitha, all she's got to do is just ask Victor. Then you have Jade. Jade is Christopher, and we don't know if he was even buried, because if like the people didn't give a shit about Christopher, they're not gonna bury him after they kill him. They might just throw his ass in the woods some goddamn where. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody go in there nowhere.
I might
So,
do it if that's the way to get out. I probably would do it.
We got Marvin Sapp symbolism before GTA 6. Woo, woo, woo,
Oh
woo.
yeah,
Yo, have
that's
y'all seen
GTA
all the
6.
stores saying that they're not gonna sell GTA 6?
Yeah, I appreciate that shit.
I do too. That's why I think I'm gonna be selling like physical copies of all my shit.
Yeah, physical's the way to go. We need to own stuff. They keep trying to slowly wean us into this stream and everything, but we need to
Elizabeth
own
D
stuff.
said, Real said he'd have built a catapult by now. By
Oh
yo,
yeah,
that's real
really
shit.
build a trebuchet.
Yo, shout out to Annie Takamaki for the super chat. Thank you for your generosity. Sis, she says they gonna need to build a motherfucking ark for the storm. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I'm with you on that one. I'm waiting on the storm. I'm waiting on the storm. I think there's gonna be an eclipse. I think there's gonna be some old shit. Like I said that in my last season theory videos before the season 3 even started. But yo, let's get into this real quick. Let's get into this. At a time, and I'm wondering if that episode 9 can hype on your way in, and let's get into this from season 4 episode 9 breakdown. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the boy in white and how he keeps saying that they're running out of time. And I'm wondering if that has something to do with him aging. Back in season 3, they had 2 different actors play the boy in white, and one seemed like the younger version, and then we had the other version that had clearly aged, which was the original character. Now I want to say this real quick. These two that I just showed, the boy in whites that I just showed, are both from season 3. This boy in white, hold on. This boy in white right here and this boy in white right here are both from season 3. So I'll let finish from here, and then I'll make my point about that real quick. That had clearly aged, which was the original character or the original actor, and we could see that he clearly aged when he told Victor not to cut that tree down. So when he keeps saying that they're running out of time, I don't think it's about the people in town. I think it could be about the cycle itself, him aging, or him becoming less able to interfere. And that may be why he's suddenly sounding so urgent. Maybe his aging is connected to Victor's cycle, because besides him being the same actor that's playing him, the writers seem to have been leaning into this fact that the actor is getting older. And to be honest with you, it does seem like this was the plan all along, with that picture of the older looking boy in white in the title credit. You know, the one that has the crow on his mouth. And we also, it was revealed to us that in season 3, it was a painting of Miranda's. So that tells us that it's definitely worth paying attention to. Now, so. All right, so what the point I was making there was this. They used specifically 2 actors to play the boy in white. They used the actor to play the boy in white that shows up to Tabitha on the outside, and he literally waves at her. So it was supposed to be the boy in white. She follows the kid and goes to the ice cream shop, and it's a totally different kid. It's not the same kid. So either that was a figment of her imagination, or the boy in white in the younger form appeared to her on the outside. So, but then later on in the season, they used the original actor despite of his aging and his obvious age and growth, right? Why didn't they just use the boy in white that they hired to show up to Tabitha? You know what I mean? It can't be because he doesn't look like him, because he didn't look like him a lot. Like he really, like you could obviously tell that it was a different actor, but he didn't look like him. But neither does the original actor. Doesn't look like himself either. You know what I mean? So it's obvious that they're leaning into the fact that the boy in white is aging. And I'm thinking that when he says that time is running out, I'm thinking the older he gets, the more he can't interfere. somebody put a comment that I highlighted. Why is the boy in white's vocabulary so limited? I think it's because of that. I think he's not allowed to say much anymore because he is getting older, time is running out, and he may be losing the power to interfere directly with things.
It
Because
sounds like some timey-wimey shit.
okay, but he's definitely been like very indirect. Even when he spoke to Sarah, his mouth didn't move. Like she like literally just heard his words in her head. You know what I'm saying? And him pointing to the tree, which kind of makes me wonder why his mouth didn't move and they just conveyed the to her like that, you know, and showed us that his mouth didn't move. However, they also show us that he was able, the rain was able to make him wet. You know what I'm saying? So the rain did affect him as if he was physically there, you know, but he didn't move his mouth. So like, what the fuck was that about? But I think they're leaning into that. We got a super chat from Gina Lloyd. Nick's Ticks Memes in the building. Thank you for your generosity, fam. And she says, maybe I'm late, but did we discuss Julie on the top left corner of the Polaroid that Elgin found? Yes, we did briefly discuss it. We haven't got into it. I wish I would have known about that. I would have definitely talked about it in this video.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Because I mean, yo, I'm glad that there's people out there that got the magnifying glass out. I think that that is a really dope find. I think that's real crazy. Sophia confirmed a couple major things in this episode, and one of them is that this is a place of ritual. I've been pointing out rituals all over this show. You had the blindfolded ritual when Fatima gave Julie the space in her and Ellis's room. Jim also covered his eyes when he was walking into the vestibule with Tabitha at the clinic, and he stood right on the checkered pattern on the floor and crossed his legs. Jim also had the Hiram Abiff libation ritual with his family before Jade walked in, and they had the whole, they both touched each other on the chest part. You had Elgin's unholy Eucharist with Fatima drinking that blood. I want to explain the Jim and Jade touching the chest part. Okay, so you've seen Jim and Jade touching each other's chest right there. That was the palm gesture, okay? Now, we saw the palm gesture when Jade placed his palm on the tree and he began to have the vision of the Civil War soldier. Okay, the Civil War soldier chases him and stabs him, right? Stabs him in the whole nine. And Jade doesn't wake up out of that vision until Jim places his palm on Jade's chest. And then Jade wakes up out of that vision. Then you have the shot right there with them placing the hand on the chest. Then when they found Jim's body, they made a point to show Jade place his hand directly on Jim's chest. So this means something, and I think that they're hinting that Jim actually has some ancestral ties to this place. That may be why his daughter is able to story walk. That may be why he is actually showed up. I'm kind of thinking that that was really Jim now that showed up to Ethan for some reason. I don't know why that's been like itching at me a little bit, but we'll carry on with the video. In the chest part, you had Elgin's unholy Eucharist with Fatima drinking that blood. You got Sophia with her incantations, the egg, and, you know, reanimating corpses. And she used the ritual to do that. She also used some sort of ritual where she's gathering teeth. I mean, you had the choosing ceremony, Martin and Boyd's blood brother ritual, Smiles Davis and Boyd's blood brother ritual, and now we got the blood brother ritual with Clara and Sophia. I mean, the children, the slabs, the talismans, the whole damn town is a ritual. Or at least it runs on rituals and it runs on repetition, sacrifice, deals, symbols, offerings, memory. These are the type of things that this town seems to be running off of. And speaking of Sophia, this episode gave us some very important rules about her. When the man in yellow changes, it looks like the transformation actually is painful. And that indicates that Sophia can take damage. I mean, she has the broken forearm, the knife drew blood from her hand, the glass drew blood from her when she was putting the blood in Henry's drink. So this entity is definitely powerful, but I think when it's in the human form, it's not very untouchable. You know, you can actually hurt this thing or at least slow it down, maybe. I wonder if we'll see some fighting with Sophia or something like that. It would be kind of crazy. There was another detail as well. She had to call for Sarah in the house when she was checking to see if her and Clara were alone. That tells me that Sophia cannot see into every space in the town at all times. And that changes how we should look at a lot of the stuff that we saw earlier, too. The reason the man in yellow knew Tabitha was digging that hole in the basement may not be because it was able to watch everything like an all-seeing God. It's probably because these events have happened before and the cycle repeats and he or she knows the pattern. That would also explain how fake Thomas on the phone knew that the ambulance was coming back with Tabitha. And it also explains why the monsters knows everybody's names. They know it because they're not watching it like cameras or some sort of telepathic vision. It's more like these things have happened over and over again. And just from them playing out over and over again, they remember things. And if that's the case, then the entities inside this place are working at a script that's already been performed many times over, with slight alterations and things happening differently, of course. Now let's talk about Sophia for a second. The broken forearm immediately makes me think of the solve et coagula on the arms of the Baphomet. Dissolve and coagulate. And those two words could be, you know, and well, they actually have meaning when it comes to water and blood. And we saw Fatima break the glass of water in the clinic when they was checking for her pregnancy, when they didn't see her being pregnant. And she also broke the jar of blood that Elgin was trying to give her after she drank some of it, of course, but she broke that up against the wall as well. But dissolve, coagulate also means to break apart and put back together. You know, destroy the old form and remake it into something else. And that's exactly what Sophia has been doing. She's been breaking people down. You have Henry, Clara, Elgin, Fatima, and she manipulates and dissolves the identity of these people. She puts fear, grief, and guilt into them. Like we see a lot of guilt going on with Henry. You know, we see a lot of fear going on with Fatima. She doesn't know what she's going to do, to the point to where she's up there making a mud demon or a mud golem to protect her and to feel stronger in this place. And we even seen what happened to Roger, you know, how he was killed and then turned into a rag doll. And that also, you know, represents the rebuilding part. You know, his mouth was sewn back together, his eyes, the buttons were placed on his eyes, and she even. And yo, the solve et coagula situation with the Baphomet definitely tracks out, especially when we see her doing the blood rituals, right? We see her putting the blood in the spirits, which when she put the blood inside of Henry's drink, okay, that's the blood in the spirits. And she broke her forearm, and the Baphomet is where we find the solve et coagula tattoos or markings on the Baphomet, right on the forearms. And Sophia, being the Greek word for wisdom, can be translated or decoded with the Atbash cipher in Hebrew letters. And you get from Sophia, if you take her name backwards, you get Baphomet. With you get Baphomet backwards as well. So boom, like it is what it is. Like, so that means that Sophia inverted would be Baphomet. And just her breaking her forearm, I thought was very interesting. Another thing is every time they show the transformation, they turn the camera upside down for the as above, so below, with the solve et coagula hands performing the as above, so below gesture. And you also have Sophia, you know, being the man in yellow, but also the female You know, the Baphomet had male and female sex organs. So there you have it. I mean, that connection definitely rings true. You know what I'm saying?
Even reanimates him. So, you know, she turns him into an instrument and she manipulates the people by dissolving and coagulating them, pretty much breaking them down and putting them back together for a different purpose. And no matter how you look at that, that is definitely alchemy and ritual transformation. And Sophia actually tells Elgin that she can only transform into people who have died in this place. And that's a huge confirmation. That means that the man in yellow was not just some random demon form that she chose to put on or it chose to put on. He probably was actually someone who came to this town, lived there, died there, and now Sophia or this entity can wear his body. I'm going to keep it a beanbag, though. I still want a name for this guy. I want to know what cycle he came from. And I want to know who he was before he became Old Yeller McNasty, the Nightmare Lounge singer. I mean, I think the song that he was humming when he left Tabitha by the RV may have been Satin Doll by Duke Ellington. That yellow suit definitely fits that time period perfectly. It gives that old jazz club Murder in the Walls kind of vibe, you know? And the show made it a point to show the man in yellow having those red and blue veins on the abdomen like Fatima. So maybe Fatima is going through that same type of.
I also said that about the Duke Ellington. That was in my notes from the episode 8. And yeah, he was. I went back and listened to it several times. He was humming Satin Doll.
Transformation. And I just want to point out that Fatima was going through that transformation before she got the man in yellow's blood in her. But maybe that was just to speed it up or to speed up what was going on with her. Maybe if there's another cycle, whatever transformation that Fatima's going through, she becomes the next Sophia type figure or a vessel that this place can wear later. And moving right along, I definitely got to talk about Donna. I definitely think that she knows more than what she's saying, especially now that she's been dead and came back. I wonder what she saw, what she knows, because she seems to be pretty tight-lipped about things all the time. I mean, the food shortage, the voice on the radio, the monster, she's the one that told him to burn the body. She never really wants to disclose things that she knows or information that she finds out. I don't know why. I think it might be because she's trying to protect people, because she may know that shit messes up when you learn things, or I don't know. But
that's right. Bro had on a zoot suit. You know what I'm saying?
But Donna definitely knows something. This episode had Boyd cut her off mid-sentence, and then she snapped right back with a sharp eye.
The wonderful, beautiful Choco Beauty is in the building with us rocking. You know what I'm saying? She's rocking, came just while we were going over the latest video. Just adding my thoughts on there. Yo, and here's another comment right here. D Carbs, what's going on? The town is like the movie Vivarium. It really is very similar. I remember seeing Vivarium for the first time during season 2. I saw Vivarium during season 2 of From, and I just thought that movie was hilarious. It was so funny too. I love that movie. The movie's a great movie.
I know, and that felt intentional from a writer's standpoint to me. It just felt like a little flash of something under the surface.
Did y'all catch that when Donna said, I know? You know what I'm saying? Oh, wow. Annie Takamaki with the super chat. And she says, like Full Metal Alchemist, brothers revive their mom with a transmutation circle, but one brother loses his body and the mom comes back a monster. Woo! Yo, and you know what? I definitely can see an appreciation for anime in this show.
And they have homunculus and stuff like that in there, which is a
they have
form of a golem.
Yes. Oh yeah, Christine Jellybean. The show Teacup is also similar, especially with that very first episode of Teacup. They even have some of the same music. Um, Another good show was Dark Matter. Dark Matter had a lot of the same music from as well. I thought that was very interesting. Um, Dark Matter is a great show. It's not like From as far as like the theme or anything, but it's another great show that you should definitely check out. One thing about it is it all definitely has the same symbolism, the egg symbolism, all of it. It's all through there. Yeah, it's definitely all through there, and that's been happening throughout Hollywood for a long time. Have y'all been seeing all the exclusive clips for episode 10? Nope. I've been trying to stay away from them. I want to be pleasantly surprised with this. You know what I mean? Or
I've been staying away too.
I want to be pleasantly surprised or earnfully disappointed. Dark Matter is the truth.
Okay.
Yo, let's just skip a little bit through this video and get to the esoteric portion. First, we could watch this part though. Hold up. The longest. But Elgin is the one who tells Fool and Julie was wearing the heart's other dream hostage so that Smiles, the black feather with the white spot all the way back around. Think about that. And look, y'all, I just got to keep it a beanbag. His ass shouldn't have been out there trying to smash Clara in the first place. Talking about we about to build a rope ladder. You want to help us tonight. Like, dude, like, what are you doing? Put the eye patch on. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Haven't you done enough? I mean, first you drag Fatima by her Ugg boots, and now your stupid ass done found a picture of Sophia and took it right to her instead of cuffing that shit and going to tell somebody. I mean, you would think Elgin wouldn't even want to see a picture of a Polaroid at all for a while. And Sophia telling Clara to lock the doors had the same energy as Marvin Sapp asking his congregation for that $40,000.
I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
The crazy part was Marvin Sapp said, y'all ain't going nowhere but to the restaurant, and they standing right there in the diner. Yo, this shit had me rolling.
We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant.
Lock the doors. Don't let nobody out. But right before that, though, we got to get into the reaction when Clara revealed that Jade and Tabitha would be the only two going to get the bones. Why was she so shook? Is she worried that they're going to get killed? I mean, last episode, Old Yeller told Tabitha that there was something else that she needed to do and he didn't want to kill her yet. So is Sophia worried that Jade and Tabitha are in danger? Or is she shook because Jade and Tabitha are exactly the people who are supposed to go down there and get those bones and perform the ritual in the correct way? I mean, maybe the proper ritual. Hey, yo, Annie. Annie Takamaki said, laugh my ass off at the pastor. My pastor wasn't too different growing up. Definitely charmed the congregation.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you.
That Sega shit was funny too.
What the nigga? Like, bro, what the fuck you doing? But yo, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I used to go to church with my grandmother. My paternal grandmother used to take me to church. And I moved. You know what I'm saying? I moved when I was 10 years old. I moved down south. So I grew up down south, became a grown man down south. I go back up to visit my grandma. She said, let's go to church. I go to church. They got the ATM machine at the door. Then when you come in the door, they had an ATM machine. Then you walk up the steps and go around like you about to go, you know, to the main spot. They got another ATM in the machine. I'm like, what the fuck? Then we had like dinner at the church. They had an ATM machine down in the basement where we was eating at. I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. They say they coming on some Malcolm X shit. By any means necessary, you gonna get them dollars up out that wallet. And bro told it, bro said, ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. What the fuck's wrong with you? I said close the door. Like, yo, that you know what I'm saying? Like, and that was Sophia's whole vibe too. Like, yo, Clara, lock the door. I said lock the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
Ritual requires them. Maybe Tabitha's right about the markings on the talisman. Maybe the show is setting up the idea that Jade and Tabitha are not the only remembering the past. They are being pulled right back into their original roles. Maybe we might see the different forms of magic that are used in this place to combat the monsters.
Yo, I'm gonna say I gotta talk my shit real quick, yo. It was a lot that I didn't like about this episode. I mean, it was almost like they just dropped some information in there and just kind of had Sophia just telling us shit. You know what I'm saying? This place is a place of ritual. I can only transform into people that have died here. Like, it was just like information dumping, and the episode was going fast as hell. Like, what is Sarah out there doing with the fucking radio? What the fuck was Patty doing out there with her face like that? What is she even doing? Like, why is she, how does, what, she becomes like a more important character now because her face got burnt? Like, what's going on? We didn't even know who the fuck Patty was for real. Like, now she's got like all this screen time and talking, and like, now she's out there, you know, yo, your face is like, get the fuck out of here. Randall was in the bed for days after the monsters cut him up like that. You dig what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Get her the fuck out of here. This whole scene was kind of corny with all those people out there. You know what I'm saying? Patty is a whack character. Yes, Patty whack. Knick-knack, Patty whack. Give a dog a bone out this motherfucker and get her ass. Knick-knack, Patty whack, send Patty home in this bitch. Like, get her the fuck up out of here. I don't know. They're all together to die. We got to get them all together some kind of way, right? I don't understand. Any of y'all get your ass pooped in church? Yeah, I done pooped in church. Popped in church. Oh, that's what you popped. Then she said poop, not poop. Then he said poop, not pooped. Yo, Ray. Where you at, Ray? Percy got it. Damn, Ray, when you might want to go out and come back, bro. You sound like you in a 1980s McDonald's drive-through out this motherfucker, bro.
I'm gonna leave and come back.
Yeah, leave and come back, bro. Ray was sounding like Max Headroom at a drive-through in the 80s. Like, yo, I'm over here. Yo, nah, I pooped in church. I remember one time I had the shit so bad in church and motherfuckers was praying and they was singing the song, For You I Am Praying. And I'm trying to sneak away and shit. I had the shit so bad. My grandmom's looking at me. I'm sweating. I'm like, you know, the little fans with Martin Luther King on them shit wasn't helping. I said, man, what the fuck am I going to do? So this one lady had this big dress. And so I just ducked off and kind of slid up under her dress, held the cover for me. I went under like 3 pews, popped up, dipped down the little aisle on the side real quick. The usher was looking at me. I think, you know, she saw me. The lady with the gloves on, she saw me sweating. She ain't even sweat me. So she just let me on back there. Yo, I'm talking about, I shit so crazy up in church. It was ridiculous, y'all. Like, I blew that shit up. I was like 7 or 8 years old. I'm talking about I blew the back off the toilet, everything. It was crazy. And I mean, I washed off and everything, and in the bathroom, I was embarrassed as a motherfucker. And let me tell you, everybody smelled that shit in the back when they came in the back. I'm like, damn, I thought y'all was just up there praying. Like, what all y'all motherfuckers coming back here for? Get this shit some time to air out back this motherfucker before y'all come here. And then as I was walking away, you know, you hear people chattering, and then this little girl turn around and point at me and say, he did it. I was like, fuck. She done blew the spot up. My grandma said, boy, where in the hell was you at? I said, I had to use the bathroom, grandma. You know, luckily, you know, I didn't get popped after I pooped. You dig what I'm saying? You meant whooped in church. Percy Garcia summoned the whole church shit story out of me, y'all. Yo, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know when you a little kid at church, how all that bullshit be happening. You know what I mean? I remember somebody else's shit story. No context, said real ate too many peaches. Yo, I'm talking about that shit was crazy. My mom whooped the Holy Spirit out of me into me at church. Yeah, that was I had a spiritual cleansing. I'm talking about blew the back of the toilet clean off. There was no remnants of the toilet. I know somebody went in there and was like, who in the fuck did this? I cleaned shit up. I was like, it was one of them shits. I was 7 or 8 years old. And I knew that I had to take my pants off for that one. I had to take the pants off. You don't want to fuck the pants up. I took the jacket off, everything. If you fuck any of them church clothes up, that is your ass. Do you hear me? I remember one time my cousin had a white suit on, and he was outside eating candy and shit, joking with people outside of the church. They telling jokes and busting on each other and shit. And he laughing, and a piece of candy came out his mouth with all this syrup, and it just went all down his white suit. And then his dumb ass just took his hand and smeared it all in. Do you know he got that ass whooped? Do you hear me? And then I think my uncle whooped his ass for having my grandma having to whoop his ass. It was crazy. I said, oh my God. Yo, them was the days. Damn. Them were definitely the days. Eddie talking about expelling demons. Yes, indeed. She was the op. She told on me. She was like, he did it. And I was like, you little motherfucker. And you know she had like the little 3 pigtails. She had the one in the back and the 2 on the sides because they couldn't get all her shit up in one ponytail. So they just sectioned that shit off real quick. And she looked at me. She hated me too. Like, she was like, she couldn't wait for some shit like that to happen in my life. And I was only 7 years old, and I had ops like that in church. You hear me? So that's why I didn't go back for such a long time. But then when I went back, motherfuckers had the ATM. That shit pushed me right out of that shit again. So and now we're here we're here on YouTube talking about Baphomets and shit. Hey, yo. Here go Ray. Ray's back. What's good, bro? You
Hey, they got the tap to pay the church.
Yo, I'm over here tripping. Bro said,
Just use that tap to pay.
She was plotting on me to slip up. I grew up in Florida.
Oh yeah, man. God will never forgive you, man.
Yeah, like, I mean, I had to pray after that shit. I literally was like, yo, God. I was like 7 years old, and I was like, yo, God, like, forgive me for that in the bathroom and everything. Like, I just had to go. You know, I took my pants off. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get my church clothes dirty. You know what I'm saying? And the church say amen. Yo.
You need to do 10 Hail Marys for that.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. That shit was a classic story. My cousin got a shit story on at church too, but his shit story was a lot worse than mine. Like, I'm not even gonna tell his shit story. That's for him to tell. He be in the chat sometimes, so I'm definitely not gonna blow his spot up like that. Definitely not gonna blow him up like that. But yo, let me just get to the esoteric part. Enough of the games and bullshit. We just listened to the Elgin joke. Let's get to the esoteric part of this motherfucker real quick. Hold up. Okay. He forgot about too. Or that could have been Story Walking Julie. I don't know. Either way, Jim is not done. I don't believe it for 1 second. Now, Tabitha's porch vision was wild, and seeing all the Ancouy children get back together again felt like the end of the Jackson 5 movie for a second. But I don't think they were pointing. I heard them. And one thing that I taught everywhere on in season 2, please point out the symbolism portion of the video. I think that might be true. Now, this is the esoteric portion of the video. And on this channel, I always point out the symbolism. And hey, yo, didn't the Ancouy kids coming back look like they got the band back together in this motherfucker, bro? Like they was doing the Michael Jackson, like how they got together at the end of the Michael movie. They was pointing and everything. It was just like, you know what I'm saying?
In sync. They was on beat and shit.
They was in sync. They was on beat. They was doing, that was, the point. Tabitha thought they was pointing at her. I thought they was pointing at the sky. Nigga, that was part of the dance move.
I thought they was pointing at me. You know what I'm saying?
That was the dance move in the motherfucker. Like they was, you know what I'm saying? Like they coming out with a new album and Cooey on Swole. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's what it was hitting for. So one thing that I talked about back in season 2 was the ropes and strings showing up everywhere on this series. My homie Taryn Matheru and I did multiple live streams last season, and he talked about the witch's ladder being a part of his theory. And I think that thread of symbolism showed up again in this episode with the rope ladder. And we also had something of a witch's ladder in last season when Jay was in the bar tying all the ropes and fabrics together. But before that, in season 2, when he first went into the tunnels, he took a string with him to find his way back. And that immediately mirrors the Theseus and the Labyrinth story. In Greek mythos, Theseus uses Ariadne's thread to navigate the maze, find the Minotaur, and find his way back out. And the Minotaur connection gets even stronger when we remember Miranda painted a one-eyed creature that looked like it was about to eat the children. And in that myth, young people were sent into the labyrinth as a tribute to be devoured by the Minotaur beast. And in From, we have 7 children sacrificed, and their suffering seems to be tied to the root of the town's curse. Now, these details are not identical, but it's definitely familiar in structure. You got the hidden maze, the monsters inside, children offered to something ancient, and then you got a character using a thread to get out of a labyrinth. That's starting to look like when you put Miranda's paintings together, you're really getting like pieces of a map. And that takes me right to one of my favorite threads, and that's Boyd as the torch holder. Yo, so I'm gonna just play the Boyd and the torch holder part, and then we're gonna be done with this video. But what do you guys think about the Theseus and Ariadne thread? Like, and how Jade used the thread to get out the tunnel. That's the same thing that happened in the Greek mythos with Theseus. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Do you guys notice anything? If you are familiar with the Theseus story, do you notice anything else in that story that connects? I remember one of Miranda's paintings was of like, it looked like the creature had one eye and a green tongue and them big teeth and stuff, and it was holding the children inside like of a circle, and it was about to eat them. Like that right there reminds me of the whole like children being sacrificed inside of a maze. You know what I'm saying, with the Minotaur. And then you had Jay going in there with the thread. He tied it on the tree and all of that. So, like, you know, what are your thoughts about that? Do y'all notice anything in that thread of symbolism that I might be missing? You know, let me know if you're hip to the Greek story itself. But let's get into the Boyd one, because this is very interesting. I talked about some of this before.
And we got to talk about this in the episode before the finale for sure.
And yeah, you know, the Greek mythology, I know Percy, you know, aka Perseus, you know what I'm saying? Definitely has been studying the Greek mythology and noticing things and applying them to the show. But this thread is my favorite thread because I think that it's actually a part of my theory thread, you know, and I'll just give this disclaimer. I haven't seen any spoilers. I haven't seen any screeners or anything for the show at all. Like, I'm watching this with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying for my MGM subscription, and I make videos about the shit that take days to come out after the episode airs. So I haven't seen shit. Now, I just want to say this. Well, I'll just let the video do the talking. Because Boyd is the one carrying fire at the end of every season so far, and I wonder if they're going to do it this season as well. Season 1, he had the lighter in the well. Season 2, he had the torch. Season 3, he had the lantern. So I wonder if the finale is going to continue this thread of symbolism. Will Boyd carry the fire again? Will he carry the flame, the torch, the lantern, or even something bigger? Will he cause a fire? What is going to happen? And all of this connects to his son being named Ellis, as in Ellis Island. The Statue of Liberty sits right there in that same symbolic zone. And now Sophia coming back to town is definitely adding another layer to that with her whole Baphomet symbolism. Now, I want to stop it right there to say this real quick. Okay, so Ellis Island, Liberty Island, and Battery Park all used to be owned, or not owned, but all used to be occupied by the Lenape tribe and was later said to have been sold to the Dutch, which is kind of perplexing, being that a people that didn't have a concept of land ownership, selling land doesn't make sense, right? So anyway, the Dutch ended up with this area of New York, and it began to be a major port for them to bring children. And a lot of these children disappeared. And they even have an island over there that is called the Island of Tears, where a lot of the children were sick. They died there. Some of them just went missing and they just disappeared. Some were not permitted were not permitted to enter into the country, and some of them were sent home and all of that. Okay. So, okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. Said cooking. Thank you so much. Lordinos. Yes. Lordinos 10. Thank you so much for the super chat. Your generosity. Okay. So, we're talking about the Lenapes, the usurpment of the land in that area. Okay, so then they created Battery Park. And Battery Park was where they stored all of their arms. And it was pretty much the armory. This is why it was called Battery Park, because that's what a battery is. A battery is where you store all of your guns and ammunition, right? So, peep this. Funny enough that in season 2, when Boyd was going for the torch, the father of Ellis was going for the torch, he was approached by a man who had just went to the battery, killed Matthias, took the shotgun, and shot Boyd. And then he was shot. Okay? So you have the battery, you have the torch, the father of Ellis, all within that symbolism. And in every single season, the finale ends with this man holding some sort of item that produces fire. So let's continue. Note, in the transformation scene, once again, they showed us the as above, so below. They turned it upside down. And I've talked about this all season and even last season about Sophia and the connection to the Baphomet. And I know you're like, how'd you talk about Sophia last season? She wasn't even a character. No, I was talking about Hiram Abiff, King Solomon, and wisdom. And I brought up Sophia and how it's decoded from the word Baphomet. But I was making a reference to the goat, like Alma the goat. However, the Sophia thing was cooked into my video, you know? And then for them to actually come with a character named Sophia, I'm just as shocked as you are. I mean, you can go through my old videos and see that I've been talking about this stuff for years pretty much. And now it's showing up in the show in the way that it does, and all of the rhyme and reasoning that's been playing out in season 4. Yo, they definitely been watching the channel. I mean, in season 2, I joked about them adding me on the writers team, but yo, I'm sitting on YouTube just giving this shit away for free. Holler at me, y'all. Anyway, let's get back to the symbolism. I've been talking about the 9/11 connections and the number 47 on this channel since season 2 as well. Then in episode 407, they showed us the World Trade Center complex before and after 9/11, but they also showed us that Statue of Liberty. Now, let's just think for a second. What if the Statue of Liberty is not what you were taught in school? Some people believe that the Statue of Liberty is actually a depiction of Lucifer. And I'm not talking about Satan with the red devil horns, but Lucifer as the beautiful rebel, the light bearer, the fallen angel, the one who enlightens mankind against divine order. That's who I'm talking about. Check this out. This is why the torch actually stands out, because Lucifer means the light bearer or morning star. And the classical Lucifer pictures or images is often connected to a torch bearing figure. And if that's the case, then Lady Liberty holding the flame above the world becomes a public image of Lucifer and the bringing of forbidden information to civilization. Now you have this Sir Thomas Lawrence painting of Satan summoning his legions, and there's a visual connection right here with the Statue of Liberty. It's undoubted. Like, look at this. I mean, he didn't paint, Satan as like a cartoon monster with red horns. He painted him as a heroic, almost godlike figure, which is the same symbolic notion that people link to Lady Liberty. And then the Gilliam Geef sculpture, Le Genet du Mal, gives even tighter visual connections that show a chain figure inside a winged frame. And a lot of people don't know that Lady Liberty stands there with broken chains at her feet. And if this is a Satan sculpture, then that implies that the chains are broken and Satan is free. As a matter of fact, in the book of Revelations, there's a time where Jesus let Satan roam free after the 1,000 years of peace. Could the 1,000 years of peace have already happened and the chains are broken off, and that's why we really got that statue? The sculpture also shows chains at the feet as well. I mean, then you have the 7-point crown that connects to the number 7 in the Polaroid picture, and the crown that you have in Geef's work as well. I mean, in Geef's work, you got the crown, the chains, and the torch right by the feet as well. Can't forget about the torch. Look at the torch laying right by the toes. And that. Yo, and so one thing else is the apple. You see the apple right there too. And that apple is bitten, just like the apple from like Apple phone, right? But New York is known as the Big Apple. So, I mean, Statue of Liberty, gift from France, maybe. That brings us right back to From, because Boyd has been carrying the fire at the end of every season. The light bearer named after Jesus with the Mr. Fish and Loaves nickname. Lucifer, son of the morning, and Jesus, the light of the world. The whole Ellis connecting to Ellis Island, and that being the man's son. And what is the light of the world? The light of the world is the sun. And what? Son of the morning. And this show pretty much gave us the World Trade Center, the Statue of Liberty, the 47 symbolism, towers, portals, cycles, sacrifice, and a town that operates off of ritual. Woo! Luna hit it right on the head. See, this is why I do these live streams where I show the video, because we get to actually talk about the video beyond the comment section. I can give you a real live reply to things that you're saying here. And just this connection coming together, you might not even see it on the first go round. Most likely, if you're here at the live stream, you probably did watch the video. However, you probably are just missing certain nuances that I just probably feel like I didn't make clear enough, and then able to just add on as well. In season 1, Father Khatri said they may be living and creating the book of Revelations, which was actually book 74. He said, we're creating the 74th book of the Bible. Okay. So I think that was really fire in the way that they've put these together. Let me know right now. We got 113 people up in here. I want at least 50 votes, yo. Let me see a 1 in the chat if you think that Boyd is going to be holding an item of fire at the end of this finale here, just like he did in every season before. Do you think that I just caught something that they didn't intentionally do? Or do you think that this is a thread of symbolism that I have spotted and have been accurate about?
I think you're right, man. Because they like repetition.
Okay. Nah. And not only that, this man is the light bearer at the end of every season, and his nickname is Mr. Fish and Loaves. That is a direct reference to Jesus. All of the Vesica Pisces symbolism, his son being named Ellis, as in Ellis Island. You also have the torch that he bears. I mean, they could have had him with his lighter again at the end. But no, dude had a torch, and he lit that torch with the previous fire item that he had in season 1. So, yo, I don't know. That's what I want to see there. I want to see some 1s if you think it is. If you don't think so, put a 2 in the chat. I don't mind. I love it. Now, I must say this. If they don't continue with this thread of symbolism, hopefully they switch up to something that correlates, right? Something that we can point out that shows the continuation of the actual nuance itself. That would be very interesting, and I wonder what it will be. But I hope that they continue with this thread of symbolism, because when I noticed it last season, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, boom, and it was crazy because I noticed it in season 2. I noticed that he had his lighter, and he used his lighter to light that torch in season 2. And I was like, oh shit, he's got the lighter out again for the end of the finale. Like, yo, this is crazy. I didn't say anything about it because it really didn't like dawn on me. You dig? Like, but when he had the lantern in season 3, he busts out with the lantern going down the cave to see where the kimono lady went. And I want to point this out. He also had his gun with him. You can see right there in the picture. Let me move Luna's comment out the way. You can see he had his gun with him, which is also known as a firearm. Okay? So he had that torch on him. He had that torch with him. He had the lantern. What are we talking about here, y'all? I'd love to see if that's what they do with this, and being that Lucifer's the light bearer, we're talking about the Statue of Liberty. And what's so crazy about it is everything that I've just now said about Battery Park, Ellis, Reggie coming from the battery, killing Matthias. There's a whole lot of symbolism with the name Matthias too. Okay. number one thing is the actual actor that played Matthias was the one out there playing volleyball in the pilot episode, but the actual actor, his real name is Matthias, which I thought was very interesting. So I think that he was picked for that. And we can talk about some of that symbolism later. But the Mr. Fish and Loaves direct reference to Jesus, Ellis as in Ellis Island, Boyd actually having a torch, and then they show us the Statue of Liberty on the show. This is something that I've been talking about. I talked about this from season 2, y'all. After season 2 was over, I was going nuts talking about this stuff. Also talking about the freedmen, the all of the symbolism behind the Civil War soldier and what that could mean. I broke it down about sundown towns. This place is like a sundown town where you better have your ass in the house at dark. You know what I'm saying? I talked about all of the cursing that they do on the show, you know, and I know that this show is a what the fuck situation, but they do an awful lot of like unnecessary cursing from a writer's standpoint of view. And I think that that signifies that this place is built on a curse. I've been saying this stuff for years, you know what I'm saying? And to see it materialize, and to her actually quoting quoting something, not verbatim, but she paraphrased something that I said in one of my Sinners videos. I said that a ritual is not about what you do, it's more about how you do it. And she literally fucking quoted me. Like, that's almost a direct quote from one of my videos, y'all. Go look at it. We don't have time here to fucking me sitting here like Jeffrey. One day somebody made a meme about me in the Jeffrey Dahmer movie, how he used to make his victims watch TV and shit. real bring you into the live stream and make you sit there and watch the video that he made. Like, but yo, yeah, let's see how we ended this video real quick. I know some of these non-believers out there think that this is a schizo channel. They'll call a name like that, but they'll never actually argue the information because they know they can't. And I think the finale is going to be about roles. Who is the anchor? Who is the torchbearer? Who is the sacrifice? Who is the guide? Who's the betrayer? Who's the one who remembers? And who really does this town need to die for the next cycle to begin? Because, I mean, the Matthews really haven't even been there over 2 months already. So this cycle definitely has to be like a short thing that happens, like shortly after the Matthews get there, boom, you know, everything starts going in motion, everything goes to shit, and then we got to do some sort of massacre. And I just got to keep it a beanbag, y'all. If we don't get like a major death this next episode, I don't know about this season. Like, we need a major death. You gave us one. You gave us 2 last season. You didn't give us any in season 2 at all. And in season 1, you killed all the wrong people. You killed Father Kotri, and the back and forth that him and Boyd had was unmatched. I don't even know why you killed him. And then you killed Trudy with talking about the Alabaster Dragon. I mean, why would you kill her? So this season, we're going to have some deaths on deaths for this season, because we only got one season left. And I thought this episode gave us a lot to chew on. However, I did not like the pacing. It seemed rushed, and the acting was kind of flat during the end, especially in the tunnel scenes. And the way that they ended it definitely felt off. I mean, this show typically shows us a day and a night, or a night and a day. But this episode, they showed us a day, a night, and a day. And it went and played really fast. It was kind of corny too. But don't get me wrong, I love the show, but you know I'm going to keep it a beanbag with you and tell you the truth. Other than that, the episode was a great installation to the series, and I definitely cannot wait for the finale. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Sophia was scared because Jade and Tabitha were walking into danger? Or do you think she was scared because they're actually onto something and they know who needs to perform this ritual? Another question, do you think Victor was the real boy that Sarah was supposed to kill? I mean, we see Sophia trying to tell, Henry to kill him. And we know that Sophia can communicate to Sarah. So is that who the intention was for when that markings came on her arm? Because it's not like it was a voice with instruction. And my next question is, do you think Boyd is going to carry the fire again in the finale? Because if he does, we might be looking at one of the biggest symbolic payoffs the entire series, to be honest with you. Drop your theories below. Go ahead and do all that dope. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. This is one of my favorite videos from this season. My apologies for getting this video out so late. You know what I mean? But it's up forever. We'll always be able to go back and watch it. We can still appreciate it. And it's kind of dope that I drop it not too long before the finale episode, especially being that I have all those questions for the finale. Like, my main question, like I stated, is will Boyd have an instrument of fire? And I say that as I hop on this plane myself. And you know, I think that it's really dope that they did that for all 3 seasons, and I'd love to see them do it again. You know what I mean? But yes, what are your thoughts, Ray?
So once again, I think if they did it the other 3 times, that they're gonna do it again because they like repetition.
Okay.
They like playing that mirror edge to it when it comes to writing.
And Fatima Shantae in the building, thank you so much for your generosity, sis, with the super chat. And she says, love the way you break down these videos. Thank you so much. I enjoy doing this. I know y'all could tell, like, my voice and how I get hyped.
Breakdown was
I
dope,
get
man.
hyped. Like at the beginning, I'm more laid back. Even at the beginning of the stream, I'm kind of like laid back like this, more chilling, you know. But then by the end of this stream, yo, I'm hype. I'm talking my shit. I'm joking, telling you old church shit stories, and you know what I mean? Like, I really enjoy doing this. I love going over the video with you guys as well, because it's not just a simple breakdown of the episode. We're talking a little bit of deeper symbolism.
You might be muted.
I'm muted? I don't know. You might just can't hear me, because can y'all hear me out there? Can y'all hear me out there? It might be just you, Ray. Am I coming in loud and clear? I see the green dot. We rocking. Oh, okay. Kayla says, no, we hear him.
Person that asks for that question is a fool. That's much agreed.
Say what?
Maybe it's me, man.
Yeah, it is him. It's him, y'all. Is a person that acts without question is, yes, indeed. Of course. So much biblical symbolism. A miracle baby will save them all.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like Stockholm syndrome, doesn't it?
I believe he is blind faith. That's why he does frustrating stuff. He doesn't question anything. He just goes on blind faith. So, very interesting that you say this. This is another question that I should have asked. I don't know why I didn't think to ask this in the video, but I'll ask you guys right now. Is Elgin a goner? Is Elgin about to meet his maker? What's going on with Elgin? Is he a goner? Do y'all think he's a goner? Yeah. Okay. There you are, Ray. You back? You hear me now?
Okay, yeah. I don't know what.
Yeah, that was you. You had went off. I was loud and clear to everybody else.
That's crazy, man.
Word on the street, I was cooking.
StreamYard would fuck up on you sometimes.
You need to come back in, yeah, so you can hear real, yeah. Oh, people are saying they want him to be gone. They think he's gone. Elgin may not be a goner. I mean,
what was you cooking on?
I was talking about Elgin. Do you think Elgin's a goner?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do?
Yeah, he already fucked up.
Uh, I don't know. I kind of feel like Elgin's story wasn't over yet. You know what I mean? I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like there was much more for him to do.
What do you think? What else do you think he should be able to do? Because I don't see
Yeah,
much more
but
he
I
could
think
do.
he's fucked. I think he's fucked. You know what I'm saying? Jerry says she hopes not. You know what I mean? But I think Elgin is fucked. She said, I hope not, but Blind Faith left my grandma broke and Jimmy Swagger a little richer.
Yeah, Elton is a moron. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
shit. Not Jimmy Swagger. Ah, but she said Jimmy Swagger though. I thought his name was Jimmy Swaggart. But Jimmy Swagger fits even better. Yeah, Jimmy Swagger. Bro used to be serious. Bro used to be sweating like I was sweating in church. Jimmy Swagger used to get down with the shit though. He was down with it. This brother and Ellis are useless.
Down getting paid.
He's talking about Elgin. Nah, Elgin's not useless. Elgin's not useless. Let's look at what Elgin has done. Elgin saved Ellis's life. So I guess you think that's useless because like he saved the useless guy. Now I'll give you that with Ellis. Ellis ain't about shit. When his dad last season his dad said, "Hey son, I wanna go down there in them tunnels." He wasn't about that. He was like, "Dad, you know." But right before that, he was saying, "Dad, man, we have to take risks." You know what I'm saying? And then he goes in there. He says, "Well, son, I'm thinking about going in the tunnels." He's like, "Dad, I don't think that's a good idea." I would have said, "What the fuck kind of risk you want to take then? Like, what are you talking about, son? Like, I thought you said you wanted to take risks." He was like, he said, "Dad, we got to take risks." And the next thing you know, his dad is telling him to let's go in the tunnels. He's like, "Nah, I'm good on that one. Not them kind of risks, Dad. God damn. No, I didn't mean risque. I said risk." You know what I'm saying? Then but Elgin saved Ellis. What else did he do? He just killed that fucking thing with the voodoo totem. He went and got Fatima's fucking dirt for her. he's he's useful. Shit, because if you could gather dirt after your eye just got pulled out and your hand just got beat the fuck up with a sledgehammer type shit, like if you could get some dirt and bring that much dirt up the steps like that, bro, you useful to the motherfucker. You just ain't been using the right. The right motherfuckers that just ain't using you. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever you just did to Fatima with that Gollum, yo. And now I want to say this. Since we're on this is something that I was thinking about. But I know a lot of people, they like the Gollum. I don't like the fucking Gollum. The Gollum has brought nothing but trouble. You know what I'm saying? The Gollum has brought nothing but trouble. What if the Gollum is why Fatima is body's being hijacked right now? Like, what if this place is like, nah, sis, anything you build in this motherfucker is mine. You know what I mean? I use this. I'm using this on you. You think you're using this on me? I'm using it on you. Like, exactly. Hand looking like mincemeat. Yo, yeah. Swagger will hop the fence. Yo, Swagger was all about that action. He was more energetic than a Lil Wayne concert. Like Jimmy Swagger was about that shit. And he done took all of Jerry's grandmother's money. God, Jerry and grandma. I don't mean to laugh at that. You know what I'm saying? But that was hilarious that you said that, sis. That shit had me rolling. Yo, the long goodbye. I've been needing to leave for the last 20 minutes. Take care, family. Yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. We about to end it off now in about 6 or 7 minutes here. I want to drop it off at around 3:20, 3 minutes, 3 hours and 20 minutes. You know what I mean? You know, hold on, let's see. Ellis has done some of the same things. I think some of y'all are blind. What has Ellis done? Drop some of the things Ellis has done. Ellis ain't did shit but jump in the brundles with his boots on. Ellis ain't about shit. You said shit, you laughed at her for sending that money. I'd rather, yo, yes, we'll be on tomorrow for sure. Who know about Pastor Kearney Thomas in here? You know? Ellis is like a seer and draws the future. I agree with you on that 100%. That is the thing that I have. I'm with Alice. That is one thing that I've definitely attributed to Ellis. Ellis is definitely a seer. He drew Tabitha at the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Ellis is bugging right now. Ellis is bugging. The way he ran through that, goddamn woods after he closed the door on Roger, that's probably the funniest thing that he's did. You know what I mean? Oh. Speaking about pastors, y'all see Tony Spell put the beats on that guy harassing the church. He rebuked the demon out of that dude with that ass whooping. I saw that. And then I was reading the comments and people were talking about it in the backstory, and I was like, they were breaking down the backstory. Like, dude said some wild shit. Dude said some shit that, yo, he went easy on the guy. Just put it like that. He went easy on that guy. He really went easy on him. I saw that shit. That shit was hilarious, fam. He whooped his ass out there. See, that's the same thing. You talking all that shit, and then you run up and get your ass whooped. And you talking that bullshit, though. Man, I'm going to beat your motherfucking ass out here. You talking that bullshit about, like, the shit that he was saying. I'm not even going to fucking say what he said. It's something that YouTube would strike my channel for saying. But he was saying some wild shit. If YouTube would strike my channel for it, just imagine that shit being directed at you. Yeah, I didn't, I'm not anti-violence. For some people are like, yo, I'm anti-violent. I'm not anti-violent, okay? I'm anti-bullshit. That's how it is. Yeah, he dog walked him. He beat his motherfucking ass. But he let him go off. He let him off pretty easy. He let him off pretty easy for the shit that he was doing and saying and shit like that. I don't know the story. That's them people shit. I just saw that shit come across my news feed and I was like, well, goddamn, who whooping who ass over here? What's going on? And then I read the backstory. I was like, oh shit, okay. Yeah, he pulled the Holy Ghost out. He definitely pulled the ghost out. Bev Billions is in the building. Yeah, he not as brave as dad. Oh, you talking about Ellis. Yeah, Ellis is not brave at all. Ellis is not brave at all. Like, he spent too much time up at fucking Colony House painting pictures and shit. Motherfucker, we in a nightmare town. The fuck you doing up here bullshitting like this? You supposed to be down there with your dad. You know the situation. You know what the situation was. You see where the fuck we are. You wouldn't be alive right now. You see where the fuck we are. You see what this place is doing. You seen the monsters. You seen the bodies the first goddamn night we was in here. Okay, son? This is what boys should be saying. He's talking to Kotri like that. He was talking to Kotri like that. He need to talk to his son like that. He need to tell his son what the fuck's going on. Look, you see where the fuck we are. Ain't no time for this pussy shit. Man the fuck up. Let's get to it. Let's trap some of these motherfucking monsters. Let's not be hiding this shit. Let's get this shit. We got the talismans now. Let's cry together about what happened to your mother. You know, maybe all of this shit is a dream and she was right. But we need to fucking do what we got to do, son. You know what I mean? And furthermore, son, you saw them red and blue veins on her stomach. Son, you saw that she gave birth to another one of them monsters. Are you really gonna stick it in there after that? I gotta remember that's only 4:20 Eastern Standard Time. It's not after dark yet. I would have said something else. You know what I mean? But we have arrived at 3:20. We have arrived at 3:20. I appreciate all of you for coming through. I appreciate the brother Ray for coming up here, the Soul Taker 06. Yes, indeed. And giving us a little insight on the Chrono Trigger situation and connection to From. It's definitely connected. No way around it. You know what I'm saying? John Griffin said that he liked video games and all that type of shit. You know what I mean? This shit could be a video game. I wouldn't even be mad at it, though. It's a fun fucking video game. And if it is a video game, it would be like a Chrono Trigger game, which is very detailed. You know, master writers came together to create that classic game with so much lore and information behind it. And that's what we see here and From. I wouldn't be mad about a video game. I wouldn't be mad if it was a video game at all. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, but it's real people though, like getting sucked into the shit. You know what I mean? And it's based on all of these old ancient rules or some sort of enchanted video game or some shit like that. I mean, that would explain shit like, you know, it looked like some sort of finger just came through the house and just tore the house down. You know what I mean? The hole that she dug was the size of the first stuff falling down into the hole and all of that. It was like a hole in the whole house, you know? And it just looked like somebody just put their finger through it like a goddamn sandcastle. You know what I mean? So, you know, yeah. You see my stuff in the real world too? Yo, you know why? Because this esoteric symbology is everywhere. And this is what they use. Whether you believe it or not, whether you think this is a schizo channel or whatever the fuck these motherfuckers be saying and shit about my channel, like whatever you think, even those people participate in it every fucking day, whether they believe in it or not. So I'm not discouraged by the naysayers or the non-believers and stuff. You know what I mean? I'm more worried about like, you know, the fact that they try to suppress the stuff that I'm saying, like with shadow banning and all of that. But it's all good. We still here cooking. We having a good time. Like this, share this. Go to my videos and watch 2, 3 in a row. You know what I'm saying? Go check them out. I might even come up with a list of recommendations of my videos to watch that, you know, with all the links to them so you can go see. Like, yeah, Real Enigmas and Theory's been talking the shit that we seeing right now in season 4. He been saying this shit in season 2. So like I might put together a compilation of videos for you to go watch. I'll post it. Be on the lookout for it. I'm gonna see if I can do it. I got a bunch of them. Like, and I don't know, or I might just go and clip up a bunch of the videos and just get to the important parts, because I'd hate for you to go watch a video and you'd be like, man, that shit didn't happen. And it didn't even get to the part that I was talking about yet. You know what I mean? So I might clip them up and put them together and, you know, do brief explanations in between each one. You know what I'm saying? And drop that shit as a video. Especially, that'll be a really good video for after the finale. But yes, y'all. Thank y'all for joining again. Like I said, thank you, Ray. Thank you, everybody that came through. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next live stream. We're gonna go ahead and do Saturday Night Live tomorrow night. And we are going to carry it into the episode. So I'll go ahead and stay live while the episode is on. And then we'll stay live after the episode so we can sit there and talk about what we just witnessed. We might need therapy after this. We don't know. Somebody got to go. Let's go. Peace.